Louder!
And it's time for the Gore N More podcast.
Gonna have a good time.
Gonna have a good time!
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
We're going on now.
A ball break, walking hand in hand in the moonlight. We'll be the sweet soul there. I swear we'll never part.
We're going on now.
A ball break, running in the sand, feeling alright.
And what's up, Gorehounds? And welcome to another fabulous episode. I apologize about that. But welcome to another fabulous
Welcome to the shit show!
the Gore N More podcast. I am your not so mean fluff master screen, Big Johnny D, bringing this shit show in as always. However, I do not bring this shit show in alone. I'm trying to fucking mute my phone and talk. I can't do it.
Let's make it work.
Right? But starting off with that Chad Daddy, that Dark Lord of Knowledge, Mr. Chad Chrisman.
What's up, bitches?
Howdy, howdy, buddy. We have that killing machine, that meat mountain, Mr. Bobby Amone.
Pump it up, motherfuckers. Hello.
And in a little bit different of view, but we still have him, the beloved host with the ghost, Lord Scubacaba, the Duke of the Dead, Mr. Steve Vasquez.
Bienvenido, mis amigos!
Yeah. Steve's video's got a little lag, but his audio's right there, so he can still hear y'all. We're all good to go. He's at his mama's house right now.
Yeah, I'm with Mama.
Yeah. But today is March 13th, 2023. And, well, yeah, we're fucking continuing year-long tradition of talking Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
But before we can do that, we're going to do what we always fucking do. So, Mr. Vasquez, if you could please.
Let's see which one of my nieces shows up to the door first when I say, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your
Yeah. Thank
That's
you,
great.
buddy. Chad Daddy,
You.
throw it the ball in your court. Start us off. How the fuck you been?
Not too bad, this week. Let's see, my wife and I got a couple days away from the kids, which was pretty sweet. So Thursday night, we finally got to go to the Pittsburgh Penguins hockey game that we got tickets for. That was part of my Christmas gift.
Delicious.
Unfortunately, they lost the game in overtime. I would have rather take home a win, but we still had a good time. Ended up meeting up with a friend of mine and riding down with him. It's a guy I used to work with. So finally got to meet his new fiance. We had a nice time hanging out, and they made us burgers before the game. And these are some of okay, so here's his take on burgers, like it's a normal patty, but his idea is, how you use like breadcrumbs for a binder for meatloaf.
Right.
So he uses as a binder for his hamburgers crushed up Doritos,
Which Doritos?
regular nacho ones, because he said they gave it the best flavor. He's just experimented with it, and he uses crunched up Doritos, and there were some chopped up jalapenos in it as well. And I got to tell you, these were some of the most delicious burgers I've ever freaking had. Like, I'm going to start doing this with my burgers.
I want to try it with ranch because they're my go-to Doritos myself.
Same. And he said it's good, but it gives it a little bit more of a mild flavor versus like a bit more of a tangy nacho cheese flavor.
I mean, I feel like I would like, dude. So like, how many Doritos? I would go down the wrong question hole with this.
Yes.
How
I
how
see where
many
this is going
Doritos?
already.
Right. How many Doritos did he try? Like, how many variations? Because like,
I would say probably most of the brands that are out there.
I say, bro, because like I'm thinking like salsa verde Doritos, man, in a burger would be fucking
Spicy sweet
fantastic.
chili.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
what I
would
was
be
just gonna say.
good.
Oh,
Those are my favorites.
Now, if you can even find the new ones, the random new barbecue Doritos, I fucking
Yes.
love them.
They're not bad.
Fucking love them, dude. They're so
No.
good. They shouldn't be that good.
No, but those
Fucking barbecue, like,
No, but
eh.
those
Like, I don't
spicy-
know.
those spicy sweet chili, dude, I could eat 2 bags in a sitting.
Oh, dude, they're fantastic.
Oh.
So then you got to obviously do also the spicy buffalo cheese or blue cheese one.
yeah. Oh, wait.
Those always
what?
they're limited edition. They come in and out.
Oh,
I don't think I've ever seen them.
They're like a baby blue bag.
Huh.
It's chicken wing dip. That's all it is. I can't remember.
Gotcha.
Bro, I would just start pulling way back. Like, wait, when did you try these trials? Okay, now
I mean, I can.
during that year, did you try Quest Doritos? And everybody's like, what the fuck is Quest Doritos? Do you guys know?
I will text him and find out how many variations he tried to come to.
I'm
the
very
classic.
interested in
But
this.
they are.
Dude.
I'm telling you, man, they're a game changer. Like my kids hate burgers, and I don't know why, but these I guarantee they would eat.
Do they hate your burgers and they eat restaurant burgers, or they hate all burgers?
Just ours. You know how little kids are. If it's not McDonald's, they don't fucking.
You know what
want
it is? Is
That's not wrong.
and I'm only saying this because of my own personal experience. Is it because they get a little too like thick at home? Like they get a little.
Yeah, you
too
got to
thick?
have a thick burger.
Well, see, that's the thing is like at restaurants and stuff, you gotta go the smash style with your thing and get that. I'm telling you, dude. Like,
I mean, I do like a good smash burger.
Get that
I'm not
thin
opposed to
crust.
that.
right, but I'm just saying you make the kids the smash cheeseburger, dude. Like, for some reason they'll eat that shit up like it's crack, but then
Yeah,
they
they will.
won't eat like a normal one off the fucking grill.
Ugh,
But-
stop talking about food.
But anyways,
But anyway, so
that's
yeah,
awesome, dude. I love that. Man, you got my head like wheelhouse spinning.
Yeah.
Right now.
now you're gonna try it and see which works best.
I'm starting with ranch, dude.
It's funny when me and my wife first got together. We used to make pork chops, and we would crunch up like ranch Pringles chips and use that as a breading. And I don't know why we ever stopped doing that.
Oh wow.
Because I mean, dude, it's delicious. I've used that as a dusting on top of baked mac and cheese. Or obviously, you go the normal cheddar too. That's cool.
Okay, Gene. First off, hey buddy, and second off, we've already done both the Wraith and the Crow.
I have not done the Wraith, nor has Bob or Scoob. But
Yeah,
Chad,
you're right. I
That
have
was one of our very first episodes.
that was pre-30. So,
Oh yeah, yes it was.
yeah, I remember you guys talking about it. I definitely listened to that episode.
Yeah,
for
the
sure.
Wraith was like our third or fourth episode, I think.
You definitely were in the
It was in the single digits. I know that.
You were in the 3-person formula though,
Mhm.
for sure. And I definitely feel like you guys kind of found your stride by that episode for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, it still might have been below 10.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Interesting. Awesome. Anyways, though, back to you, Chad Daddy.
Yeah, so we did that. Then Friday we went and my wife had a little day of shopping together, which consisted of basically us just getting stuff for the kids' Easter baskets. Yeah.
God, fucking Easter's around the corner.
I'm so glad I'm over. Well, fuck. God damn it. I'm not over.
Yeah,
I'm
you
about to
were.
restart.
You were.
I'm about to restart all of that shit. God damn it.
But what else do we do? Saturday the kids had a bowling tournament.
I feel
Sounds
Steve's
of
pain, dude. I'm
defeat.
sorry.
He thought he was out. They pulled him back in.
Fuck
Yeah.
you did.
So Saturday the kids had a bowling tournament in his town. It was a little over an hour away. You know, they did all right.
What's up, boss man?
I knew.
I
had
heard
a
the
feeling
boop.
when I jumped on earlier and I read all of those little fucking captions that were on there. I had a fucking
Chad
feeling.
Daddy and I were
I
reading
had a
them early
feeling.
too. Sorry,
Oh,
Chad
that's
Daddy.
fucking great. Sorry, continue.
Let's see what else do we do. That's about it. And I finished The Quarry, Scoobs.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah. Which ending
Yeah,
did
no-
you get?
I got the ending where almost half of them died, so I got to go back and redo it.
I mean, it's better than all of them dying, right?
Yeah.
Is there
But
that ending where it's just like you're the final person and everybody's dead, like an actual
Yeah.
slasher? Ooh,
I
nice.
think. Yeah.
That'd be cool. All right.
I think it has a bunch of different endings that you can get.
So I'm going to go through and save who I can now, knowing what I
Dope.
know.
Nice, dude.
It's a really fun game. Even though it's more of an interactive movie than a game, it's still fun as hell.
You know what? I will have to try it, but I'm so invested in so many other things at the moment.
Yeah, I'm right with you. on
And
that.
I told you guys that that I dug my old original first generation Xbox out.
Yes.
What's really
Yes.
funny is what got me started in that was my disappointment in the Ninja Turtles trailer, and I'm like, that kind of makes me want to play the old Xbox Ninja Turtles game now.
Wait, which one was that? Was that the
Teenage-
09? Was that the 07 movie?
No, it's like the 03 TV series. It's the old shit.
Whoa, dude! I have one of those for GameCube, and that's the one where they're mainly and I don't whatever the Triceratops alien race is.
Mhm.
That's like the main enemy of that game.
I think this is the same.
Fuck yeah, dude!
But yeah,
I
that's
don't think I
about
ever
all I've
played
been
that one.
doing. It's
Nice.
fun. It's fun. But yeah, it was pretty cool to dig that back out. So that's about all I've been doing. And I got this in the mail today. I haven't had a chance to listen to it. It is the Ultimate Cut Friday the 13th Part 2 soundtrack.
Wow.
Where'd you get it
Nice.
from?
La La Land Records.
I'm going on there.
No shit.
Yeah, and it's like $17. That was it.
That's not bad.
That's
Wow.
that's shipping and
That's not bad at
everything.
all.
Yeah. I got it for a really good price there. So yeah, definitely check it out. They have it there. They also have an ultimate cut of the first one for about the same price.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I would almost want one from the game.
There is one.
Yeah.
Oh,
there
really?
Two,
is.
actually. There's two different ones.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, here it is. It's
The
the
game
first thing.
store
It's
is
a new
fantastic.
release.
Yeah, it just came out a couple months ago. Actually, I think it dropped exactly 2 months ago in January on the 13th. So perfect.
Hey, all right.
But yeah, that's about it. I've taken up enough time here. Bobby?
Hold
What'd you
on,
do
I'm
this
looking up
weekend?
soundtracks. I'm kidding.
No, Bob, you need to tell us about your fantastic weekend down in Cherry Hill.
Yeah, buddy.
So, yes, this past weekend was the Monster Mania in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And I was there with my girlfriend, my friend Taylor, and our friend Sam, and pretty much everybody at the hotel. Most of them, we're all friends and everything. It was a wonderful time. I never have a bad time at Mania. There's never a bad time for it. So Friday we get in. We just chilled out, walked the show. My two friends, they dressed up. Rebecca and I just chilled out. And we walked around. I did meet The Undertaker. Yeah.
Nice.
But I did not pay $200 for a single autograph.
Attaboy.
But a buddy of mine who I've known for quite a long time, and we always do like photo ops together. Like that's our thing. Like probably about a month back, he's like, "You want to go meet The Undertaker when he's gonna be there?" I'm like, "Well, how much is a photo op, and how many people are doing it?" And he says it's $255 and there's 4 of us. It's like $50 or $60 a person. I said, "I'm fucking
There you
in."
go.
I said, "I'm in." So we were waiting in line. All I gotta say is this: like, I'm 6'5". I'm sure after all the years of wrestling, he's not below 6'8", but he's not as tall as I thought he really.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
was.
bro. I mean, like he could have been a little slouching, and granted, he's a little older, gravity, all that. Good
Yeah.
shit, but like you were definitely like you were
Yeah.
not that
Yeah,
much underneath him, dude. You remember like he had like maybe 2 inches on you.
I think he must have
Still
been.
crazy,
no,
honestly. Dude.
No, I think he was. I think right now he has to be. I think like 6'9" at most.
Get the
that's-
fuck out of here.
He's still tall, but
think he
for-
wears lifts. Think he's in lifts.
no,
too?
no, he
has
was
to.
dude. No, he
He
was
has
in
to.
plain dude. He was in plain shoes, like plain shoes.
No.
Like,
I meant when he
In the
wrestled,
ring,
he
you
had
mean?
to wear
Probably,
lift. Yeah.
because
Oh,
they play him off as being 7 even, right?
I don't.
Was he
remember.
always 7 even?
I don't think
thought.
so. I always thought
God,
he
I
was
didn't
like
think
at 6.
Undertaker was that.
I always thought he
tall.
was billed at the 6'9", 6'10".
Was he? I could have sworn he would.
Really?
Johnny,
Honestly,
look.
I will look it up. The only
Yeah.
person's height that always ever like rung in my head was Big Show's because it was 7'2". And it was
And
like,
he- And he was
yeah, like that was a big fucking man. So,
So,
I thought
but-
like Undertaker was like 6'5", 6'6".
so, but no, it was cool to meet a childhood hero. Well, one of them.
6'10".
He was nice, shook hands.
6'10".
So, and he still has to be at least 6'10" or at least 6'9". I think
It
he's
says
still.
he's 6'10". But you put him in a good set of boots, dude. That gives you an extra inch. So yeah,
Yeah.
easily at 7.
So, and then Saturday, me and Rebecca were the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and a Ghostbuster for most of it.
Nice.
And she was a big hit. The Ghostbuster was a big hit. I did Jason for a little bit. I have to basically turn the hood I used into a display piece. It doesn't work well
Really?
with masks.
Uh,
It presses too much into my eye socket,
I remember that last year
And-
when you put
and
it on.
I cut it so it wouldn't get there.
Still there, huh?
But the good
Which hood
news
is it?
It's what is it? Sculptor
your-
Die Part 9.
Oh, okay.
But I have my old hood that I wanted to retire, and I just painted it up a little bit differently, and it fits the mask perfectly. So I'm going to use that for shoots. But eventually, I'm going to get a silicone one of Part 6 and do something a little different down the road. But I'll keep the look. So I did that, and then we entered the costume contest. It was me, my girlfriend Rebecca, and then these 2 other dudes were dressed as Ghostbusters, and we all joined in, and we went up on stage and we zapped Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
I saw that video. That was great.
Yeah, it's
a lot-
fantastic. dude.
A lot of people were like, "You guys should have won." There was a group before us that did Suicide Squad, like everybody.
That group was awesome, dude. I saw them. I think they were doing shots with Marino. But they look
Yeah.
fantastic too, dude.
Yeah, no, they were cool. They really were. So, but then we chilled out in the bar like till fucking 1:45 in the morning. Daylight savings time kicked our ass, so we had to fight through the sleep and get up the next day and do it all over again. But it was a good time. It was good to see everybody. I feel like I didn't see everybody, but I feel like I did in such a short time that I don't remember.
Isn't that kind of how it goes, though, man? It's so much.
No,
packed in two and a half days.
No, like this time it was like so fucking fast. It was never that fast. This time it was. But it was a wonderful time. And also, I'm going to say this right now. Like, I only watched part of the movie we're going to talk about. I watched part 6 instead.
Ooh.
Fired. Go.
Don't fire me. No.
Are you saying you don't know this movie by heart, Bob? What?
I don't. But that was, I bought a couple of cool little things, some comics, a couple little figures. And that was it. It was a nice, wonderful weekend. I'm already booked for the August show. And then I got a couple of shoots coming up this month. So it's a good time right now. It's going good. So, but that's enough of my weekend. I want to know what this guy over here has done because I've taken way too much time.
Scoop Steve, how you been, buddy?
Hell, I am on spring break vacation. I'm doing great. I didn't do anything Friday or Saturday. I just started my vacation Friday. And then yesterday decided to hop in the car and drive 7 hours to come see my mom. And that's where I'm at right now. I watched the movie earlier. Did I need to watch it? No, I didn't need to watch it, but I rewatched it. And I'm here now. Johnny, that's it. That's all I did. Nothing awesome, nothing fucking spectacular. Just drove across Texas. That's it. Oh, and I did get pulled over. I did get going 90 in a 70.
Jesus. Whoa.
Well, I mean, it's in the fucking middle of nowhere, Texas. Like, there's nothing. There was one goddamn sheriff, and I didn't see him, and he fucking pulled me over. And I was like, God damn it, whatever. I'll take the ticket. I look over at my ride or die girlfriend, and she goes, this is what we're going to do. And she puts her hands on her belly.
Jesus.
And I said, I got you. I got you. So I tell the officer, when he comes to the window, I say, officer, I'm sorry, I was speeding. She's pregnant. She's got to go to the bathroom. I'm trying to get her to the store. He looks at me and says, go ahead and go. No ticket.
What the fuck, man? Now, if you didn't have
That's
her...
a risky play, my friend.
That's very risky.
You know what? Bold move, Cotton, and I love it.
It worked. It worked.
It did.
That's
paid
it.
off.
That was the highlight of my trip. I'm here now, ready to talk about this movie. Big Johnny, what'd you do, baby?
Fuck, dude, I can't follow that. That was awesome. That's like a Seinfeld skit. Well, let's see. What the hell did I do? Oh, you know what? I actually fucking got drunk this week.
Oh, no, nice. There you go.
I don't ever fucking drink, dude. But no, it was our annual Ghostbusters St. Patrick's Day parade out in the city of Syracuse. It was cold, but we were there having a good fucking time. I was feeling fantastic all day. It was great. The best part is I walked in and the wife was like, huh, somebody's been drinking. And my response was, yeah, I have. And like I said, dude, like honestly, I think the last time I drank was probably in August in Monterey. Yeah, that's how often it happens. It's like 3 times a year at best. So I had a really fucking good day, dude. Handed out a bunch of candy. We were at the ass end of the parade. The parade starts at noon.
Oh, God.
Our arrival time to even just get at the parade isn't till 1:15. That's a long fuck. We got there at 11 because we're like, yeah, we're gonna party. The best part is like, so Bob was dressed up as a Ghostbuster. I was dressed up as a Ghostbuster. We're walking through to get to our spot. Like our dude in our ecto, he has to drive around, but the rest of us were walking up. We're only touching the front end of the parade, but we're those guys. We're those assholes. And we don't even mean to be because nobody's watching the parade anymore. Everybody's turned around watching the Ghostbusters walk through after the fact. And I'm like, here's all these little girls out there like Irish step dancing in 20-degree weather. And everybody's just turned around. They're like, yeah, who are you going to call? And I'm like, we're coming through later. Don't look at them. And it's like, man, it's like we're not even trying to be those guys, and we still are those guys.
That's okay.
Well, yeah, no, it's all in good time. It's all in good fun, dude. We came loaded with candy, so we made it rain, and it was good. It was a good time, and then we all went out to eat. And then what the hell did I say? Sunday, I literally didn't do shit besides chores around the house and a smidge of gaming because I really haven't done much at all this week. I've been fucking old man falling asleep at 8. Not very exciting by any fucking means. But also been doing a lot more stuff. Seeing the wife can't, she's only one-handed right now.
Yeah, poor thing.
No, but she's actually got to get recasted already. Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday is when we go out. So new cast, all that good shit. But I watched this fucking movie last night after filling up my big old ass bowl of popcorn.
Hell yeah.
To which my only complaint is that I cannot watch this in the 3D that it was meant to be watched in. I really wish I could have.
I could, but it doesn't work for me anyway.
See, that makes me sad for you, homie, because I wish. Because I was even like, I was looking for some old. I found some 3D glasses, but they don't have ear flaps on them because it came with my old school Dead Space 1 art book, and they're just like slide out ones that, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, well, I'm not fucking doing this the whole fucking hour and a half.
Tape them. You should have taped them to your glasses.
God damn it. Oh, well, too late. I mean, yeah, but I still don't have any function, I don't think, unless it's on the DVD to actually watch it in the 3D.
It
Or did you
depends
say
on
it was on?
it depends on which DVD you have.
It's the shitty fucking Walmart, like $20 8-pack.
It's
the one where all the wrong pictures are on the.
Oh yeah. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Wait,
You know
this
it's
one.
Bob's got it right at hand. Hold on. That is it, my homie, right? I think
That's
so.
the one. Wait, no. Hold on. Wait.
It's not that one.
But I have the other one right here.
That one. That shitty one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Isn't it sad that I have the original and then this?
Guessing it's not this one, is it?
It is that one, but it's the one Bobby has more specific because you had Blu-ray, it looked like, right?
Yeah, he has the Blu-ray.
Yeah, I had just the DVDs.
It should. I think it is on there still.
Yeah.
Is it really? I'll have to look. Because like I love the fact that
because it's
the digital, and the digital are all the HDX upgrades anyways. So I'm like, well, fuck yeah, dude. I guess I'll just watch that way. But
I don't think
Steve is having issues. Steve, thank you for letting us know. Hopefully you can hop back in. If you cannot, it's understandable.
Yeah, excuse me. This does have it in the red and blue 3D. And the Scream Factory has it in like that real 3D stuff that nobody has a fucking 3D TV for, so it's kind of useless.
Shit, dude. I might watch it again after this podcast. Just because. Well, fuck it, dude. We're gonna talk about it right now because we're done with Slice of Life. Chad Daddy, you want to do plot rundown?
Oh, sure, I'd be delighted. So Friday the 13th Part 3 released Friday, August 13th, 1982. Picking up immediately after the events of the previous film, Friday the 13th Part 3 brings the iconic slasher Jason Voorhees back for another bloody rampage. Chris Higgins, along with a group of friends, returns to her family home to face her fears after surviving a brutal attack 2 years earlier. Little do they know, Jason has wandered into their barn to recover and is determined to renew his killing spree. One by one, they will meet their demise by his hands until his thirst for vengeance has been quenched. Which, by the way, I had to write that all by myself.
Really?
Usually I'll just find a good enough description and copy and paste it, or merge a couple together. I wrote that all myself because every fucking plot rundown that I found described them as being counselors. I'm like, they're not fucking counselors in this.
Yeah, because they're not. They're not.
No, we don't get counselors again until fucking 6.
Yeah.
But
it mentioned those counselors. I'm like, I can't use that. They're not counselors. So I just fucking wrote it. So. Directed by Steve Miner, Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken, Forever Young. Written by Martin Kittrosser, Meatballs Part 2, Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, The Toy Maker. And Carol Watson, Meatballs Part 2, and South Park. Produced by Frank Mancuso Jr., April Fool's Day, and Species. Take it away, Bobby.
Hey, Bob, real quick. Just only because Chad Daddy brought up Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 5. Now, I know Bob and I weren't on the show when you guys did the first. That was like your second episode, right?
Yeah.
Like we did 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I'm not saying we should like redo those, I think we should do 3, 4, and 5. Just go off the wall, dude. I know they're terrible. Some people like them, but
We could.
it's either that. I was thinking, I don't know. It was either that or the Phantasm series. I was thinking like another. I don't know what's more off the wall or terrible. Like,
I mean, I
gets
love the
worse.
first 3 Phantasms. The
Yeah.
fourth one's,
I've only seen the first 2. I've never seen the third one.
the
or
fourth,
fourth or
no, the
fifth.
fourth one is. I've never seen the 5th one either. So
Fifth was like what, 2016?
Yeah.
no,
It was pretty late.
It was
Yeah,
a little. It was a
longer.
little earlier because Angus Scrim passed away, but they had him, and then they used old footage or something. I think.
Anyways, just random thoughts. Sorry, didn't mean to take it away.
I just love how Phantasm 5 was completely filmed in secret. Nobody knew about it until they just dropped the trailer one day.
Yeah.
Right?
I was like, "There's a 5 now." Okay, my turn. Yes.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead, buddy.
Starring Dana Kimmel, Sweet 16, Night Angel as Chris Higgins, Paul Krataka, whatever. Blood Was Everywhere, The Bone Garden as Rick, Tracy Savage, The Devil and the Max Devlin, The Crooked Man as Debbie, Jeffrey Rogers, Surf 2, The Karate Kid Part 2 as Andy, Catherine Parks, Weekend at Bernie's, Aspen Extreme as Vera Sanchez, Larry Zerner, Death House, All the Creatures Were Stirring as Shelley, David Cadams, The First Power, Grimm as Chuck Garth, Rachel Howard, Emergency, Deep Space as Chili Jackson, Richard Brooker, rest in peace, Deathstalker and Deep Sea Conspiracy as Jason Voorhees, Nick Savage, Fright Night, Coming to America as Ollie, Gloria Charles, Brewster's Millions, National Lampoon's European Vacation as Fox.
Also, rest in peace.
Yes, that was what, a couple years ago, I think. Or
Yeah, it was about
something.
5-6 years ago, something like that.
Something like that. Kevin O'Brien, Warlock and Red Dwarf as Loco, and David Wiley, Used Cars Society as Abel. Johnny?
Hey, all right. Music by Harry Manfredini, The Hills of Eyes Part 2, and My Boyfriend's Back. Cinematography by Gerald Fell. Fell? Silent Madness and Savage Dawn, edited by George Hively, The Savage Bees, and Blue Thunder. Effects and makeup by Martin Becker, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, and Mac and Me, not Mac and Cheese. Distributed by Paramount Pictures, runtime of 95 minutes. MPAA rating of R, budget of $2.2 million, grossed $36.6 million.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. I thought Stan Winston did these, or did he only do Jason?
He only did Jason, and that was they rejected that design eventually and redid
That's
it.
right. Okay, I was like, I got him like, because that other guy's name never pops up. They always are like, Stan Winston did it, and I'm like,
No,
okay.
he didn't. He did a design that they changed.
Yeah. Okay,
Huh.
that's
Could
what
you
I figured.
find his design, I wonder?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, you can find it all over the place.
Because it's if you look up the alternate ending, you'll see pictures of it. It's a very different
word.
looking Jason.
Yeah.
okay.
Boss Man has a mask that Marcio made of that Jason.
No shit.
Or at least he
And
did. I don't know if he still does. He might have sold it, but I know he had it.
And
really cool.
speaking of just that in general, that was it was definitely more of a monstrous look than what we ended up with.
Yeah, it didn't really carry over any of the previous Jason looks at all. So it was really, really different looking.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Very. But let's go for it now. General discussion.
Okay, first
All
off, I want to say the 95-minute runtime. It's 95 minutes, but you really only get 90 minutes of new footage because you get the whole ending of part 2 as the first 5 minutes of this movie, which is a bit of a cop out.
Correct.
I remember we
Yeah.
talked about that when we did part 2 as well.
Yes. Because
didn't.
obviously we continue this up until the fourth one, at least, right?
Yeah, but the
Yes.
fourth one's as a montage.
Right.
which
The
is-
fourth one starts. The fourth one's where it starts getting better with them because,
Yeah.
because I don't mind the little montage each and every. You know what I mean? Like, especially the way we're doing it. We're not watching them back to back. We're getting
Yeah,
a month
yeah.
gap. So in this roundabout, I actually didn't mind watching the recap of 2. I was like, yeah, we just did watch it, but not like just watched it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So no, this this is one of my favorites, dude. I really wish Steve was here because I know how adamant he was, and he's brought it up before. And I love 2, and I still appreciate the first one by all means. But this one definitely like holds my attention span a little bit more. I don't know if it's because it's just a little bit faster.
It is.
No, it is. You could definitely tell the pace. The pace picks up even in the first scene after we get the recap. It's very fast paced regardless.
Yes.
And even if the kills kind of like tamper off, there's so much like bullshit turmoil going on just between our people, between like the biker gang. You know what I mean? So like there's that whole like, yo, what the fuck's, and it's kind of actually like, it's as stupid as it is, it's kind of interesting just because you're like, oh shit, they're fucking, and it's perfect plot device. Obviously they steal the gas, she can't get away, like fantastic. But I like until she's like, oh yeah, reserve tank. And I'm like, man, those were the days.
Yeah.
I also had no idea this was released on August 13th.
Mhm.
That's
Hell yeah.
that's the first of two that were released on that same date. And they just happen to be almost 10 or 11 years later.
Yeah, the next one was Jason Goes to Hell, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Ooh.
So
We'll get there eventually.
I remember that because I was actually there on. Can't remember if it was opening night or just opening weekend.
I was born the day before.
That's awesome. It was like fate. You're like, yes, I'm here.
I
That's
sometimes
what's
like to bust my mom's chops. I'm like, why couldn't you wait a few more hours?
good. I'm a dope. Yeah, right. So
Uh,
no, this movie, I mean, this is the one where we obviously finally get the iconic mask of the series,
Mhm.
I would say.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And starts to set the precedent of, I feel like what Jason eventually evolves into. Like, I mean, I obviously like this is good base Jason, and
Yeah.
I like part 3. I like that he's still just like hulking. He's fast.
But he's still vulnerable.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he's still fucking limping when he's running after. You know what I mean? Like, and that's cool.
I completely forgot until watching this how much sorry,
No, you're fine.
drawing a
Brain-
blank on her name.
Brain
freaking
farts are
Trish.
always the worst.
I kept wanting to say Trish. I'm like, no, Trish is in the fourth one. I completely forgot how much of a hurting Chris puts on him. Like, she fucks him up in this movie.
She does. Yes.
Yeah, there's like a lot of like cat and mouse, way longer than I remember, or that I always kind of remember, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah. He takes a damn good beating in this
Yeah,
movie.
she stabs him in the hand, stabs him in the leg, beats him with hits him with a fucking log as he's leaving,
hangs him. Fucking
So-
actually, and then she pours a bookshelf on him.
Pours a bookshelf on first.
I'm sorry, man, but like this is like one of those movies where as much as I love it, it's also funny to just like ad lib over stuff, like do voiceovers. So if, like you were like Jason in that, you're like, academics. But like what's crazy is, and I understand it, she was trying to escape in the van, so that's why she went that way and then ended up coming back to the barn. But like if you played the game and you know like the whole layout, you're like, oh man, the barn was literally right there with the house.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And thank God for that. I love that game, dude. Just even this much more like revisiting the series, because you're like, man, I really truly feel like I know this
Where
entire
everything is.
layout.
Same. And you're sitting there watching. All I could think of was how easy those doors are to break down in Higgins Haven.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Especially, or if you're just somebody who's like that, or fighting Jason who's not that good, you just run in those two doors all the time, in and out. You're like, whee! And I'm like, yeah, that's the circle spot. So, all right, this movie starts off. We got our Jason getting obviously his new wardrobe. I really dig that.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't dig the store owner just opening up product and eating it, because that's disgusting.
God, that's always grossed me out, even to this day. I'm like, oh,
It's
But you know what
still-
but you know what the sad part is I could see someone who has a small shop doing that.
oh
yeah. But I'm not buying a 5-pack of donuts, bro.
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
No, the real shitty part is though, his wife catches him eating the donut, and he puts the half-eaten donut back in the fucking pack.
Even
And then he goes back
worse.
and finishes it nonetheless.
Like, at least just let the man eat it at that point.
He
or just
pops
be
a
like,
handful
"Yo."
of planters in his mouth. He takes a swig of Sunny D.
See that? Yeah, right. Like that dude must be a stoner. Like they didn't show us smoking,
Yeah.
toking up before it, but he definitely did, because he went into his shop with the munchies and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have a little bit of everything."
But the best part of his whole scene is when he's on the shitter drinking Jack Daniels.
Well,
Like I've never seen that in a movie since.
right? And that,
And
but like,
speaking of him taking a shit, okay, that's one thing that struck me as weird. Is this? I'm like, what kind of weird ass fucking layout do they have? Is their bathroom is attached to their house and also to the outside?
Yeah, it's so weird.
it could be, it's kind of like a maintenance toilet kind of thing. So like, it's not the same exact aesthetic, but my old house, when you walked in from the side door, it was either you went up and into the house or you could go right down to the basement. And they would always have a big wash sink down there and just an open toilet. And
Mhm.
it's called like a maintenance toilet or something like that. So that way, when you're coming in from inside and you're all dirty and shit, you don't have to go through your house. So maybe it's something like that. I could
And
be stretching.
there's another thing that struck me as odd is the part where Chuck, the Cheech and Chong ripoff guy,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when he goes out to take a shit in the outhouse,
Yes.
and then it just occurred to me like, there's a bathroom. Why is he using an outhouse? Because the pregnant chick was taking a shower,
Oh
so
yeah.
there's
Yeah,
running
but
water. I'm assuming there's a
maybe
toilet there
if the
too.
running water was there though, maybe he just because she was in the shower, that's why he went out to it. Was that at the same time?
I think it was
I feel like it
before.
was.
That
Was it?
was. I think that was after. Yes, it was. It was after, but he was also going out there to smoke. Probably didn't want to do that.
Right. That's what I get.
That could be.
I took through
I
like
don't know,
just
because
rolling,
they never really cared where they were smoking. So
True.
which I love the introduction to the stoners in this movie. Oh my god, the van's on fire. First of all, like I'm not saying some people with some serious lungs, dude, and they had some nice bongs in that shot. But the way they were like had smoke coming out of that fucking van, dude, that was like a fog machine right near the window,
yeah.
and they were just like, "Bah!"
yeah, that
Like-
was definitely over exaggerated.
Right? That's like Cheech and Chong level of exaggeration, which I'm fine with. I'm totally cool with. I do feel that the stoners themselves with this particular group don't really feel like they meld with the group.
No,
They seem a lot
No.
older.
Yeah,
You
I
know
always
what I
thought so
mean?
too,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
and I'm not saying like, dude, like I have younger friends and shit like that and all that. You know what I mean? What's up, Brody?
you.
Brody!
But it's just like maybe not so much the stoner dude's girlfriend. Like maybe she's the younger one and that's why he's there. But he definitely seems like a generation older than
I
all
always
the
got
rest
that.
of these
I always
people.
got that
Yeah,
feeling too.
he's definitely over here like, yo, I don't know if I can hang with you guys, but I'm gonna go smoke.
Could you imagine how bad that burnt popcorn would smell by the time they
Oh God,
found
I was
it,
thinking
dude?
the same thing.
Oh,
She's like, "Oh, something's burning," but popcorn has a very distinct smell when it's burning.
Yes,
it
it
does.
Like
does.
it smells
And
worse than anything.
and it stays. It stays
Yes.
for a long time. So, all right, I do love this movie. I've definitely give it some kudos here and there. I got to give it a little shit though, and it's not terrible, but clearly this must be an offshoot of the lake because we don't have a lake here.
Yeah, it's more
We
like
have
a
a
pond.
riverbed. It's not. I wouldn't even consider it a fucking pond, dude. That's a riverbed. Like it's got a swimming hole for sure.
Mm-hmm.
There's no need you need to canoe out to the fucking 16-foot wide swimming hole because anybody could just walk right out to there, get her in the
Yeah.
canoe. I get the whole reference, obviously, where we were going with the dreamscape and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that was like kind of my biggest thing, but maybe at the same time, it's showing him like getting back to the lake. Because obviously he must have ran away to try to like hide from the cops. In the
Yeah, because it's
second
got to
one.
be in the same general area because
Right.
Chris had a run-in with him 2 years earlier, or so we're
Well,
led to believe.
Which we definitely need to talk about.
Oh, I have a
Because there's got to be theories.
Well-
I can confirm what the theories are.
Oh,
well.
Yes,
Could-
in the original version, unedited. Yes, Jason raped her. They
Really?
downplayed that because the producer they didn't want that kind of stigmata on this movie.
And
I
that's
mean,
fair.
it's definitely where it feels like it should go, and it wants to go.
But
And
they,
that
they
it's
felt
just
it was-
like
they felt it was too out of character for him, and that's why it just didn't work for the film.
Well,
they should have almost just taken it out then.
well, here's where I agree with John because this is where the timeline doesn't make sense, and there is no making of sense of it. So this takes place right after part 2.
Yeah,
'Cause
literally the
Jason,
day after.
because Jason is still in his overalls.
Mhm.
I know where you're going with this,
I
Bob.
know. Well, let me get this out because I have to. Because and you see the machete still sticking out of his shoulder at that point when you see him get the new clothes. So when was she supposedly attacked by him? Well, 2 years ago. Well, he didn't look like that 2 years ago. If we're going to get technical,
Right, he
and
was in his today clothes.
Okay,
dude.
but
Right.
keep in mind. Well, I mean that doesn't mean anything, change of clothes, big whoop. But that's her remembering the event, and when you're remembering something from
Obviously,
2 years
she's got
earlier,
PTSD and shit
yeah,
too.
yeah, so you're gonna remember things. Minor details are gonna change.
true, but everybody does confirm that something happened to her the 2 years before,
Yes.
and she does, and she sees his face, and it's an immediate, "Oh shit, it is you."
I just
So, and then my other issue is again, this is the only scene he's in the similar type clothes, but a lighter shirt. Like I get what they were trying to do, but it's almost like you
wait. Where are we
kinda
talking on this one here?
it's still
The
on
same
that
scene.
yeah, that same not
Okay.
dream sequence, but that flashback sequence.
Okay.
You're like, I get what you're going, but you really took the timeline and went whoop, and it's almost like it's almost as if part 2 kind of didn't happen, yet it just happened for that little snippet.
Right, like it would have been nice to see them like retro haul the overalls for that scene. Because that's always bugged me. Because I'm like, wait a minute, he just got those clothes at the beginning. Now
That doesn't
maybe
mean anything. He could have had clothes like that before. And
it could, but
But he had
to
no
me,
hair then.
if you're watching, well, there's that too. But to me, if you're watching it, it just seems very like this literally is taking place right after 2 ended. He's on the run. He got his shit. I guess there could be a 2-year hiatus, but
But then where did that hair come from?
Okay, so let's go back and discuss part 2 again, because there's theories that the jump scare at the end was just Ginny's dream, and people are using the fact that Jason doesn't look like that from that point on. He never has facial or hair on top of his head ever again, and they say that that's just Ginny having a dream, and he'd look different in her dream. It could go either way.
I just figured
guess. I don't
honestly,
know.
because like, yo, I know a lot of dudes pre-30 that unfortunately started balding. So if that was Jason in his earlier 20s, and then by this one we got Jason in his 30s, yeah, why
Okay,
not?
here it could even just have been, Jason's like, hey, they're probably looking for a guy that fits this certain description. If I just shave my head and my face,
I'm glad they didn't keep the rape stuff though. Like I almost
Yeah.
wish, like I said,
Yeah.
they ixed the whole scene because it feels like it still alludes to it easily enough.
yeah,
Yeah.
Because the way it just ends is just such a cop out. It's like, oh, and then I just woke up in my house and I have nothing. And I'm also
Yeah.
going to shit on that scene too, specifically because where the fuck are they? Are they near a drainage ditch? Where the fuck are they having
does
this
look like that.
romantic discussion
Yeah.
near a
and there's
fucking
a fucking drain pipe.
yeah, it's a drain pipe with a little piss ant stream coming out with their fucking bug in the back that they kill the batteries on because he's a fucking jackass who doesn't know anything about that. And then,
But,
like, that whole scene could literally just be taken out. Yeah, you're gonna shorten the movie up a lot, but it's like,
yeah, you could have used it to
or maybe
something
just
else.
re-edit it just a little bit more. Like she kicks him in the nuts and then runs away and gets away, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, so she did deal with him. Now she's got to deal with him again.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Uh,
cool.
My
I don't
only other gripe for this movie is the look of Jason, not the look itself. He looks too clean under that mask, considering a person who's in the woods.
Well, he might have
That's a-
cleaned himself up when he was changing his duds.
Yeah, but
I
even
figured he
then,
probably would clean
Could-
wounds.
he-
Why not?
He could have. Yeah, he could have. He could. He was in in their garage at the beginning. He could have found a sink in there.
maybe, but I don't know. He still looked a little too clean. Now let's just say
He found some Gojo in there and just scrubbed his face.
go with the theory that he did shave. I mean, I'm not saying he can't shave, but I wouldn't expect it to be perfect. So there would
you'd
still be
expect
little
some-
like.
But I don't see
tufts
I
or
don't see
something,
Jason
if
pulling
you're
in the
gonna go with-
1980s toilet paper dad thing either. You know what I mean? Where it's
Yeah, I Yeah, I
Bathes in the lakes of. Oh, what the
Lake-
fuck is that, dude? God
Lake
damn it.
Minnetonka.
Yes. Thank you.
I knew where you guys were going
Yeah.
with that.
Lakes of Lake Minnetonka. The waters of Lake
down by Lake
Minnetonka.
Minnetonka.
Fucking it. But no, this, I mean,
It's still
The
a great
movie's
movie. No, it's a great movie.
It
it's
is. It is.
exciting. I
It's-
like
it's-
the cast of characters.
It's
I think
really
we get it.
funny because we get the iconic look for Jason starting from this one.
Yes.
Because what makes it funny is his name is never once mentioned in the movie,
Yep, not once.
and it's the only one in the franchise where you never hear his name.
Mhm.
Shut the front door. Is it really not?
Yeah, no, it's dead serious, dude. Not once.
He's not given a name throughout the entire movie.
I mean, she didn't think it was Jason the first. You know, she just knew it was this dude in the woods attacking. And yeah, you know what it is? Because we didn't have any town person give exposition in this piece.
We did not.
We still had our crazy town loony, which was kind of weird. And also, I feel a throwaway scene. I
It was.
get it because the whole like eyeball thing, but it wasn't needed. Like, yeah, you killed off Crazy Frank. You don't need to bring back Crazy Frank 2.
That was
Like-
just to add in another 3D effect.
It was.
And that is the weirdest looking eyeball I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it was. from.
No, they will. Well, all
It
right,
looks
I mean,
like a testicle.
well, all right. So, I mean, I've seen an eyeball taken out of a goat's head, and it does have a little strand at the bottom of it.
Well, no, not that, but it was already. I mean, I guess it was a dead eye too.
Yeah.
But like, where did the eye come from? Where did this dude find an eyeball? Was
all
it
I know,
an eye? Was it an animal eye?
I have warned thee.
It had to have been a person, but he didn't, take out any eyes in part 2.
Steve, you didn't like the gimmicky, just straight up phallicness of everything just pointing at you while people are holding it. Like,
Dude, the two worst shots were the rattlesnake in the rabbit pen
Yes,
and the eyeball pop because you could literally see the strings that are pulling them out.
the eyeball pop makes me laugh so much on like Evil Dead level laughing.
yes,
Because it's
it
so
does.
ridiculous. That eye should be flying across and thrown into somebody's mouth. Like, honestly, you could cut that scene together and it would be fantastic.
And it has to have that popping sound. So it's
Yes, it has
The,
to.
oh, and just the little whistle.
I can literally see
Fucking
that
3D.
scene in my head right now.
Right? Perfect fucking Three Stooges shit, dude.
Oh my
You know
God.
what? How funny is it that we're talking about that? And today is the anniversary of Evil Dead 2. It came out on this day. And
Is it?
Oh
87?
shit!
Is
Yeah,
87?
That's probably why. But anybody that has Game Pass, dude, on Xbox right now, for anybody listening, you can get Evil Dead 2 free download, free digital
Nice.
download randomly. Yeah, not that I needed it, but I saw it and I was like, well, yes, I will accept that. Thank you. So
That's
fuck yeah,
the only-
maybe, it
that's
might
the
be
only-
on some other shit too, but you know,
I already have it on Vudu, so I'm good.
there you
That's
go,
the
buddy.
only Evil Dead movie I need on a nice 4K, just like the first one and Army of Darkness and the remake.
There you go.
Oh, that Army of Darkness 4K, that's a must have. It has like 4 cuts in the movie.
Dude, I'm so happy I have it.
Man. Actually, I saw the posters for the new one up at our local theater, and I'm so excited. I was like, yeah, there
I'm ready for that shit.
Dude, that's like a month away.
I know.
So
Week
happy.
after my birthday. Very excited. But no, going back to this, man, like I feel it's a solid Friday the 13th movie. It's not it's not at camp, but it is at camp.
Is it
You know
a
what I mean?
camp? Yeah, it's a person's
A
camp.
Right. It's not a public camp by any means.
You see, when I think camp, that's the type of thing I think of. I don't think of like the counselors and everything. I've never done summer camp because, I live in the middle of the woods. Why the fuck would I go to a summer camp for kids?
Correct. Usually
Fair
when I
enough.
think of camp, it's usually people's cabins or something
Yeah.
like that. And yeah, that's been always that's actually been, for me too. Like I said, going back to the characters, I like the select characters we get in this. I think they're all pretty funny. We get Handstand Guy, who just has to show off all the time.
hmm
Obviously, we get Shelly, who has
all the corpse. And...
Shelly is any dude. Like, I feel like there's a lot of guys in their teenage years that need to watch part 3 and be like, listen, don't be Shelly.
Yeah.
You think you're funny, and that's who you are. Don't be that guy. I know too many people. I probably was that dude myself at some point.
I'm sure I was as well.
Right.
yeah.
Jen wanted to know where he got a perfect fro piece for his fake kill. His
Yeah,
first
that's
one.
another
It's
one.
like-
It's like,
I was like, where did he get a fro that actually matches fro? And I'm
I
like,
thought
right,
that
that's
too.
a really good prop shop.
oh, Lord Scoob just made a point. This is the only time we get a spicy Latina in the whole series.
Yeah, Steve, what was her and her mom bitching about? I need to know.
Yeah,
need
go
to
back and
know.
rewatch.
Steve, the subtitles didn't tell me shit on that one. I tried, but it just said
You didn't put it on the
speaking-
Spanish
It
subtitle?
just said speaking Spanish, and I was like, God damn it!
Oh shit! What was it we watched last year where we tried to turn on the subtitles for Italian and it just said "speaking in foreign language"?
Oh fuck yeah! Dude.
Oh, my
It was
God.
probably
Can't remember now.
Giallo runs, right?
Probably.
I think
Was it
Phenomena. I think it was Phenomena.
Was it not?
Yes, it
That
was.
the
No,
bug one, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, was that with
Jennifer
You don't
Connelly.
pay attention.
No. Well, yes, but
Donald Pleasance?
Halloween. Donald Pleasance. Thank you,
Yeah,
Pleasy.
that was
Yeah. Okay,
Him and that fucking monkey.
that's right. Yes. Oh my God, thank you. Okay, so characters. Yes, spicy Latina. Obviously, we talked about our way too old stoners. Obviously, dude, our main chick. She's just absolutely adorable.
Oh,
Yes,
dude,
she is.
I'm going on record as saying Chris Higgins was the most attractive female out of the entire franchise.
I am right there with you, buddy. That's a hot take, and I love it.
I-
And I agree because
I
she's
do
just
agree.
adorable.
But Megan in part 6.
Although
Megan in Part 6 isn't bad.
she's okay, her personality sells it more so than it's gonna get a little hairy around this corner.
And she's just like, stay down. His view is just like,
Even
"What do you
like,
say?"
dude, like, I think Tina in part 7 is hot, dude.
She
Yeah.
Like she's like a girl interrupted hot, but I like
okay,
like
that's,
it.
yeah.
right.
Hmm.
But no, I mean, is there anything else you guys want to mention on this movie? We do have Brody. We still have Brody to hear.
I
from,
would
so-
love to hear Brody's take. to be
I
honest.
want to hear the Broadster, please.
Alrighty. Sad that we lost Scoobs, but at least he's still here with us.
Yeah, he's still here in the chat, so he can still contribute.
That's right.
Howdy fucking duty there, folks. It's your DKB here back for another episode of Gore N More, and this week I'm here to talk to you about Friday the 13th, part 3. Let me just start off by saying that this is definitely one of them films I used to watch a lot as a kid, and after watching it today, I honestly don't know why. I watched it a lot, wasted a lot of my time watching this film. It was definitely one of my favorites back then. I used to watch it on VHS all the fucking time. And yeah, like I said, after watching it today, I couldn't even think of a reason why I would have liked it, and it would be one of my fucking favorites because it just takes so long to fucking get into this film, and by the time it does get into this film, the end credits are fucking pretty much rolling. So, anywho, I was able to still pick out some positive things with this film. I'm definitely not going to shit on it. It's definitely not the worst in the franchise. So anywho. But it's definitely not my fucking favorite anyway. So positives with this film, I was really a fan of the Jason in this. I think it's Richard Brooker who portrays Jason in this. He just felt like a little bit more of a. He felt really staunch in this. He had a bit more muscle on him. He's a bit more towering over his victims.
He's a thick
Also, one thing I actually really liked about his portrayal of this, he was a little bit of a smart ass as he taunted his victims. He like laughed at him, took the mask off, and. Yeah, it just sort of got really creepy with the role, and I really appreciated that with it because it added that extra layer to Jason that we don't really normally see. We always see him as this one man killing machine, very dull and bland, but this just added that extra layer to the character, and I could appreciate it. They didn't go too over the top with it, but it just added a little bit more to him, and yeah, I was able to really appreciate that. It was great to see. So this one kind of works both ways for me. There's definitely good and bad about it, and that is the kills in this film. I love the creativity of the kills in this film, especially to try and blend that in with the 3D element or aspect of the film at the time that it was trying to make. But the execution is very dated, and especially seeing it on screen today after they've cleaned all that footage up from years and years ago, it's quite visible on the screen. It sort of takes me away from it personally.
That's fair.
You get to see string lines there and that. You'd think that they take them out during the Blu-ray restoration or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But that's just me being a little bit nitpicky as well, Yeah, but like I said, it really did take me out in some scenes, and I couldn't help notice it. And maybe it's just the mood I was in. I don't fucking know, but I just sort of got a little bit picky with that. Now, I've got to give a huge shout out to one of the fucking fantastic kills in this whole entire franchise. I remember it actually sticking with me as a kid, and I thought it was a really iconic shot in the Friday the 13th franchise itself, and that is the vertical handstand.
Yeah!
My God.
It's a good one.
When I saw that on screen, I could actually feel it. It was not good. It definitely stuck with me a lot. And even now, today, when I think about Friday the 13th kills, it's definitely one that pops up in my head. It could even be in my top 5 Friday the 13th kills throughout the whole entire franchise. It's just such a memorable kill. And not only that, that vision of Jason standing over you with the machete in the air raised, going hard for your dick. Oh my God. Yeah, even thinking about it now just gives me goosebumps. It makes me cringe. So yeah, I didn't really give a fuck about these characters, to be honest, because by this stage of the franchise, it's definitely familiar territory. I mean, the location and the characters themselves, they kind of feel familiar. You know, they're not really trying to do anything else different. So by this stage, I was rooting for Jason to kill off these characters, especially like I mentioned before, with some creative kills. That's all I wanted to see in this film. And I'll give a fucking shout out to Shelley. You know, Shelley brings a bit of humor to
Brody
a
is
film
just
like
taking
this,
complete
and it's great to
opposite
see.
things
I
here.
know he's fucking annoying. I liked him and hated him at the same time, but I think Shelley's a great introduction to this film. You know, he's definitely, you know, carrying on like a bit of a dickhead, but he just adds a little bit of humor to it. You know, just to lighten the mood, bring more something to it than just have this same repetitive fucking, you know, same old stories the fucking first 2 films. I did feel that his death wasn't really justifiable. I thought that they should have really made an example out of Shelley, like especially him introducing the hockey master, Jason. You know, really like, I don't know, cut his fucking face off and like pretend it's a hockey master. I don't know, just something really fucked up.
Brody's
you know,
going in Leatherface
give us that shock
territory
value
here.
of
Damn, all
Shelley.
right. Yeah, seriously.
I like it.
So yeah, all in all, I won't bore you for much longer. It is definitely a film that, yeah, it's a hard one for me personally to really try and justify, because there are things, like I said, that are good and obviously things that are bad about it. And the more that I think of these things, you know, I'm really two steps forward, 8 steps back, if you know what I mean. I'm really trying to justify in my own head why I don't like it. It's because of this, it's because of that. You know, it's a hard one. Maybe there's that small part of me going nostalgia in the back of my mind. So who the fuck knows? But anyway, I've said what I've said and I stand by it. And I'm really not going to try and bore you for much longer. So yeah, today's score for me personally is a solid 3. Like I said, it's definitely not the worst in the franchise, but it's far from the best for me. So anyway, I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say about the film. And we'll catch you mother lickers next week. So cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers.
Thanks,
Thank
Brody.
you, Brody.
Fair.
Fantastic.
I feel
all
like
right.
my review for part 7 is going to go the way his review for this one went.
Same.
That's, yeah.
And you know what?
I'll know when I get
I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like it's adult me kind of stabbing kid me in the back a little bit.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
But that's what happens when you get older.
it
Your
is.
tastes change. You know? You always like Kraft mac and cheese is the best, and then you finally come around to grandma's fucking homemade mac and cheese, and you're like, "Yo, dude, Kraft fucking sucks,
It
dude."
does.
You're like, "I'll eat it, but
But I
ugh."
don't necessarily want it.
Yeah, like it's just like
Dude,
it's there.
we take kids out to like Applebee's or something, and they always want to get the mac and cheese on the kids menu. I'm like, it's the fucking same mac and cheese we make at
It's
home. It's
Kraft
crap. Like,
fucking
why
mac and
why am I
cheese.
paying $7 for this?
Atmosphere, baby.
I don't even have kids, and that's fucking not wrong.
I don't let them get it anymore. I'm like, no, you're not getting that. Get something else. You can make that at home.
Well, what if you know if it's a good, like, thicker, creamier mac and cheese?
If
Is
it
that
was,
allowed?
if it was, I'd allow that. But I'm not gonna fucking pay that for it.
Because there's been a few times where Julie's wanted that, and that's what it's come out with, and I'm like, oh, okay, good.
Yeah, but I know Applebee's. It's Kraft.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Crapplebee's, dude. That's why. Okay, so Brody, once again, thank you for that fucking review. Loved it. I actually liked that Brody came in a little bit with his fucking dukes up, dude. Like in everything that we said that we did, like
I do
disdained
kind of agree with him as far as not really giving a shit about the characters for the most part.
No, and that, when I was saying earlier, like I liked the characters. I mean, as like I like them because they're your stereotypical like archetype of Jason character. These people are literally the people that you choose from in the character list from the game.
Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Literally, two of them are in the game.
Yeah,
Correct.
the only
Because
one
you get
who's,
Shelly and you get Chuck.
yeah, the only one who's likable is the main lead.
And Brody's also correct with Shelly. Even though Shelly is a dick, not all the time. Obviously, there's sometimes he tries to redeem himself, like at the store and shit, but he's still, you know what I mean? He's still kind of like a me kind of guy. He's like, oh, I did it.
Dude, I am probably legit giving him douche of the movie, to be honest.
That's fine. He probably deserves it.
And he's one of my favorite characters, don't get me wrong. But he was very much a douche,
He's
too.
the most entertaining character.
Yeah.
For sure. Because, like, what the fuck is Chuck? Chuck just talks about trying to get his dick wet with some other chick because this chick won't fucking lay on it. And, you know what I mean? But at the same time, she's got him doing shit she's like, yeah, my dad buys these hay bales, but we don't even really need them. And this motherfucker's up there sweating his ass off. Like, what the fuck am I doing this shit for? God damn it. It's all about the putty.
And also, and I'm going to take flack for this because I'm 14 years older than my wife. Why does that guy look like he's almost 50?
Yeah, I was just thinking
50?
the same thing. He
You
looks
think
like
he's
I don't
50?
know.
He
About
looks
50,
old. He looked a lot older than what he is.
Okay, if
mid-30s.
if she's 21, let's say in this movie, right?
He's
I don't think
35.
she's supposed to be a teenager, right? I don't think
Yeah,
they're teens.
I don't think they're teens. I think they're in their 20s. They're early
He's
20s.
35, but so is Stoner Dude. Stoner Dude's easily 35 to 38.
Yeah.
His girlfriend maybe
I'd say she's probably
28.
pretty close.
She's
to it.
probably 30-ish, right? Like this is definitely a cavalcade. But yeah, like does that mean Rick was like fucking macking on this girl when she was that much younger and he's like in his like 20s, dude? She's
I don't know, but
mid-teen.
I kind of want to flip this, on the other side because, when I was always younger and watching this and the couple that are in the store, you see the wife, I'm like, oh man, she's old. Watch it now and you're like, she's not that bad.
Her
Yeah.
and her dude, literally, I'm like, yep, I'm their age.
Yeah.
I feel right about home with them.
Yeah, you take
And
those
the
pros
stoner
out.
dude.
You
I'm
take
like,
the pros out. She's good looking.
I mean, dude, come on. That Stoner Dude is me. I'm going to go out to try to smoke a J. Which, that whole scene, by the way, took me off a rabbit hole of like why I was trying to figure out why crescent moons were on outhouses. Like, I needed to know why. I don't know why.
I had that thought too watching this. And like, okay, why is there always a crescent moon on the outhouse doors? I mean,
so, and like, at first I was like, it's got to be a vent and for like letting in light, right? And I was correct.
yeah, like a type of window.
Okay.
Yeah.
So apparently, at one point in history, and this is all speculation, so take everything with a fucking grain of salt. This is Johnny's little history side notes on Gore N More porta potties. But apparently they used to have like actual like double fucking outhouses. So like moons would be for women and stars would be for guys. And then eventually like they just kind of got rid of the star. So sometimes you do see a crescent moon with a star. Like sometimes you'll see that. But that's all it really is also too. It's just for like, it's the sign for an outhouse. And apparently Europe, they use like a heart. I don't know. But yeah, that's all it was. It formed from, it used to be a woman thing. And then they just kind of went to family bathroom, fucking unisex bathrooms or whatever.
Europe uses a heart. So they're basically asking, hey, who loves to shit?
You basically
doesn't.
But now I'm gonna be going around looking for
There's
outhouses.
times
Like
when
you have
I'm so much, I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore.
You're like, yo, dude, right? Because now you're gonna have that weird like outhouse knowledge that you're gonna be like telling Rebecca, and you're like, oh, that one's just a star. That's just a dude outhouse. She's like, how do you know? They're like, well, because it doesn't have a crescent moon on it. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then Bob's gonna go off.
But then she'll look at me and like, you gonna go use it? I'll be like, no, it's just knowledge.
Steve,
Bobby
this has
even
been
fit into an
shitty
outhouse?
facts. And this has been Shitty Facts with Fluffmaster Supreme.
Dude,
No,
could
I
Bobby
probably-
even fit
I-
into an outhouse? That's
Yeah, with
that's the
fucking
burning
door
question.
open. No, the fucking door open.
But here's the thing, even with that house, that was a big crescent moon.
Yeah.
cut into the door.
It's
So,
like
like,
a
yo,
fucking
if I was
watch you.
like, if Bob was in there, like, you could see Bob from the outside, from like a fucking 10 feet away, just his head poking out the fucking moon.
So,
Like, hey,
but you know
what's going
something?
on?
You know what that means is I could still be in the outhouse taking a shit, having a conversation with you, seeing my head and not having to know what's going on.
That's what I'm right, dude. Like, it's just so.
Oh,
And yes, Steve, I have used an outhouse. They're not ever since. Oh man, dude, ever since sleepaway camp. I don't know.
oh yeah, God. Oh, you
Was
mean
that
the second
two?
one where she's
Yeah,
dead?
that's
Dumping
yeah.
her
Sorry,
fucking
dude.
head.
But
I
yes, I have. They're gross.
I think we need to now, unless you guys have anything else, I think we need to dive
Nope.
behind that 3D over there.
Yeah. Let's split the 3 and the D. What do we got,
All
Chad?
right. So the house, barn, and lake were all purpose-built on location. The man-made lake wasn't properly sealed, and subsequently the water drained into the soil during the first week of filming. Also, at what was it, about
Well, fuck,
2006?
that sucks.
Was it 2006 it burnt down, Bobby?
Yeah, it was around that time because
Okay, so it's
the barn was still there.
yeah, the barn was still there. The house burnt down because a fan they were squatting in the house and tried to build a fire in the non-working fireplace, so the whole thing
Fuck
burnt down.
off.
They are in the process of rebuilding it currently.
Yes, they are.
Dude, that would honestly be such a cool house. Like, I hate those staircases. Like, I would have to have a normal set of stairs too. But
You know something? Make that a 3-room house and people can rent it out.
technically, it is a 3-room house. There's 3 bedrooms upstairs plus the bathroom with the closet in the hall.
Oh, that's right.
Game.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
game,
Thinking
baby.
the fucking game. I'm like, wait, where did you
That's
get
what
that
I
from? Like the fucking game?
Game layout. Game layout. And the generator's over here by the outhouse.
Swear to God. Swear to God. No, I'm kidding.
Airbnb it, bro, Steve. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
you'd make a killing with that too.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I get it, no pun intended. Killing.
Right? Literally do it with the Texas
You're in
chainsaw.
a fucking barn
Oh.
into a Jason museum.
Sorry, and I know we were in this question, and I didn't mean the ending when she was having her like loony bin drive off.
Mhm.
Do you think that was also just a little bit of like a nod to TCM?
Yeah.
A bit.
Because
I kind of got that. I mean, it
because
wasn't
she's-
obviously like
she's
just a little
crying,
laughing,
laughing, and
yeah.
screaming.
yeah,
like-
just like
She was
that.
hysterical,
Like,
yeah.
yep. I mean, she was
Which reminds
so
me, like,
weird.
was she the one that called the cops out there?
I don't even know.
The cops always just magically show
Because
up. Dude.
she had to have called them out there. So, I mean, she had to have at least had a clear bit of a mind at some point because she even told them about the lady in the lake. I don't know.
She did? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. you're
when
right.
would I mean? Obviously, the ending was all just like a dream, so I guess
Yeah.
anything could have happened in that sequence of time. But man, Jason looked like he looked so happy when he was in the window. He's like, ah.
Yeah, he looks fucking. So he literally looks psychotic, which made it fucking scary.
I love that shot, dude. Every time.
He was fucking smiling. Okay, moving on. The original plan for the film involved Ginny from the previous film being confined to a psychiatric hospital, suffering from the trauma inflicted on her during the ordeal with Jason. She eventually finds that, intent on revenge, he's tracked her down and begins to murder the staff and other patients at the hospital. So Amy Steele ultimately declined the offer to return to the series as she was busy with other projects, but has since said that she thinks she should have accepted. But I'm glad they didn't go that route because that is a total ripoff of H2.
It is. I want it.
Yeah.
Oh, I would like to see Ginny again too.
Well,
Because
well, you know, the funny part is that was also something Beekler wanted to do with Part 7 originally as a Part 2 to Part 7. He was like, I would like to do a second version of this and make it where she is
Dude,
teaching them in the psychiatric hospital.
Yeah, I was gonna say Part 7 needs like I would love to actually see an actual good part like sequel to Part 7.
Yeah, I would also
I
like
think
the
I know
ultimate
to what you're
director's cut,
referring
though.
there.
Yeah, we're not
Oh.
talking about where Michael just shows up from hell and like, oh my god, what are we doing on? We're not going there.
No.
I
fair
still haven't brought myself to watch that. I don't know.
I haven't either. I
did.
watched the end of it just because everybody was talking about it. I was like, okay.
I did, and continue.
I was like, I don't get that time back.
To
Anyway.
prevent the film's plot being leaked, the production used the fake title Crystal Japan after a David Bowie song. This began an on-again, off-again tradition of giving Friday the 13th films David Bowie song titles during filming.
And they did that for this one, Part 4 and 5 and 6.
Nice, dudes.
The Royal Independent Movie Theatre in Toronto, Canada, which closed in 2006, had owned one of the few copies of the movie in its original 3D format. They used to screen the film once every Halloween.
That would be wicked to see. See it on a theater with the original 3D. I would do that. I would pay for that.
I would love to see them somehow like turn it into the new style 3D. I'd be all for it.
That too.
I mean, it kind of was, though. I mean, it wasn't.
No. But I mean, like, you know how that new style is like, where it's more like background and not foreground?
I get it now. I get what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Because, like, obviously, like, this was set up for foreground, like, dick in your face 3D.
Oh, yeah.
Where, like, now we're trying to get a little bit more like, oh,
Yeah.
we got depth, baby. Like,
Yeah. We got depth and girth now.
I'll still say, man, one of the coolest 3D shots, dude, and people might laugh at me, whatever the fuck it is, I don't give a flying fuck, was Bloody Valentine 3D when they were walking through that cave. I don't know what it was, but that shit, I was just like, man, this is what it's about. Like, this looks so fucking cool because I felt like I was in that fucking cave. Like,
no, they did that.
The newest Tron movie was like that too.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying for me personally, like that was my first experience with the newer 3D. So
my first experience was Avatar.
I still have not watched Avatar.
I've
seen Dances with Wolves. I don't need to see it again, dude.
I'm not excited. I'm not excited to see the sequel. So yeah,
it's all right.
Okay, continuing on. Larry Zerner was cast as Shelley when the producers, spotting him handing out flyers. This says he was handing out flyers for a horror movie and asked him if he'd wanted to star in one himself.
What? Awesome.
But it's not true because I think it's in Crystal Lake Memories. He said he was handing out flyers for The Road Warrior, which is definitely not a horror movie.
All right.
Fair enough.
What else you got, buddy?
Okay, I could go. I got a better thing later on in my notes about the hockey mask. The 3D version, the original 3D version, contains a title card not seen in 2D home video releases for obvious reasons. After the Paramount Pictures logo fades out, the card reads, "Ladies and gentlemen, the first few minutes of this picture are not in 3D. However, you will need the special 3D glasses." The film then continues as normal with the recap of the ending in part 2, presented in 2D. The 3D begins with the shot of Jason removing a machete from his shoulder.
Oh, okay.
That's cool. I kind of like. Okay, so it's literally like once you actually get into said film.
Yeah, it goes right into it.
You know, honestly, it would be awesome if they just released like a whole box set that they made them all 3D.
That kind of 3D never really works, though.
No, it is very gimmicky, dude. And like Brody says, sometimes it just takes you right out of it. Like it's almost it's just
it is schlocky.
Schlocky, yeah, right.
Exactly.
I didn't know if that was I didn't know if that was the right word, but yeah, just especially when it's directly at it, dude. Like if
it looks too hokey,
it's okay, but when it's like right, like
3D,
like when he hits her in the face with a yo-yo, and she's like, "Oh, you're so close." I'm like, "No, bitch, he hit you in the nose." Like, what are you talking about?
Okay, continuing. For part 3, they moved production from Connecticut to California, where they could be closer to the Hollywood experts needed for a film that was attempting to revitalize 3D. They told the East Coast-based Steve Dash if he wanted to play Jason, as he did for most of part 2, he'd have to pay for his own airfare out to California. He objected, so the part was recast with Richard Brooker, a former English trapeze artist who could perform all of his own stunts and appear physically intimidating in stature.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Brooker. They did like a Friday reunion at Mania. Very nice, and he's about 6'3", was about 6'3", I should say.
I gotta say, man, Marino pulls off a great part 3.
He does, he does great with the other ones. I think that's his best one.
No, I love his part 3, man, because he's got that perfect like obviously I know it's shaped to it, right? But it's like that perfect like pad and everything. Like I don't know, dude.
No, I think that's his best one.
I know 3 is simple looking, but sometimes I really like it.
Hey, Scoobs gives it a 3.5, and he's got to run.
Okay,
thank you. Love you, buddy.
Yes, love you, Scoobs.
And love your family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Have fun with Mama.
Although they're taking us,
take care of your nieces. They did you a favor.
Yeah, buy them toys.
Yep.
Yeah, but they're taking you away from us. I don't know how I feel right now. I'm kidding.
That's all right. Steve drove 7 hours for that shit.
Yeah.
He deserves
it.
He earned it. So Jason is first seen wearing the hockey mask exactly 1 hour into the film.
Mm-hmm.
With the great, fantastic spear scene.
And he walks off like a boss.
So, can I say the girl that's getting in the pond there? Wait, was it the same one? Yeah, it was the girl in the bikini, right? No, it
No,
wasn't.
that was
That
the
was
spicy
Vera.
scene.
Okay.
Yeah, Vera.
Whenever the one was getting into the water, like, why did she go up on that weird step to then step into the water? Do you remember that at all?
Oh yeah.
It just seemed very weird.
It was weird. It made no sense. And now that you really bring it up, yeah,
Okay, sorry.
it still
Never
doesn't.
mind. ADHD. Continue.
Let's see. When Debbie first opens the Fangoria magazine while laying in a hammock, the article she flips to, the past article she flips past is about Tom Savini, who is in charge of makeup and special effects for the first Friday the 13th. And we'll come back for the next one.
And that Fangoria she has is one of the most sought after. It's the very first issue.
Brody. Jason's lazy eye makes him a crack shot.
I knew that without even seeing the cover because of the Godzilla article.
Right?
He was on the cover.
That was awesome.
Although it appears sunny and warm, the film was shot during a January-February winter. Several night scenes were trimmed in order to conceal the actor's visible breath appearing on screen.
Wow.
Which is kind of dumb because out here in the East, in summertime, it can get cold too.
Yeah, no, it can. That's very true.
Especially in the mornings, man. Like, you get them dewy ass fucking mornings.
Yeah, you got
Everything's
you got a little bit of a
wet.
fog everywhere.
Yeah, love that shit.
Yeah. Okay, according to the book Crystal Lake Memories, Chris's past encounter with Jason was originally intended to imply a sexual assault. The series was meant to conclude with this entry, and the writers wanted the audience to be pleased with Jason's demise, reasoning if that he were portrayed as a rapist, they would have no interest in seeing him come back. It was ultimately decided this was too dark a direction to take the character, and those elements were removed from the film.
I'm very glad for that because, like, it doesn't. And obviously, if they did go with it, it would completely have changed Jason's mantra.
Mhm.
I disagree with them being able to bring him back because, I mean, Freddy's licking teenage girls in his first movie, and
Yeah, and they
got
had
some
that.
sequels. So
They had that little bit with him, although people say it wasn't there. I'm like, no, it was actually talked about, but
no, it was there. It just wasn't like straight up on the fucking nose like
yeah.
the remake did, and that's what that did wrong.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, Jason's a mama's boy, dude. He's like a kid trapped in an adult's body.
Yeah,
dude.
he's
like
he's here
he's
to
not
kill.
stupid.
No,
But you know what I mean? Like he's
here to kill you, not to. When I say play, I don't mean it in that way, but you know what I mean. He's here to.
he's cursed, dude.
He's here to. He's here to fuck with you, but to ultimately kill you, but not like Freddy.
Yeah, Freddy's gonna fuck with you.
Yeah, Jason wants to rip your fucking head off and use it as his shrine. So,
Like if you're talking like a purge kind of scenario and you got to fight all of them, I'd still like. Wow, nobody really. There's a couple dudes that try to fight Jason, but they still never like. You know what I mean? You're better off fighting Michael, dude. At least like if you're Busta, you can survive and shit. You know what I mean? Like, so.
oh my god.
Well, unless it's like Halloween Kills and the whole town's out there to beat him up and
Then
they
he
don't
just
fucking
goes
survive.
ransacks the time. Rage mode.
Yeah, just wait 4 years and you can do it.
He activated his Z assist, dude, and then he just went fucking ham, and then just took. Or no, I'm sorry, it was a sparking rage. That's what it was. He activated his sparking rage and then just fucking went ham on the town. But anyway.
By some estimates, Paramount was forced to spend between $8 and $10 million to actually get Part 3 into theaters. That's because they ended up making, supplying, and installing the individual lenses and silver screens required to project Part 3 in all 1,079 theaters, which showed the film opening weekend, August of '82. They also had to train the projectionists at theaters and establish a 24-hour hotline for all the theaters encountering problems with the 3D.
Oh my god,
That
dude. That
sounds like a
hotline must have been fucking ridiculous. There's no way that wasn't.
It's all I could say is it's a good thing that so many 3D movies came out after this that could still use that technology.
Yeah.
What if it didn't, what a waste of fucking time and money spent.
Mm-hmm.
on
Big
a gimmick.
time.
Yeah, and let's be honest, dude. This 3D, it was 1950s 3D brought back in color. Well, I mean, not that 50s didn't have color, obviously, but you know what I mean, like colorized, I guess, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And but still, like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Yeah, it's all gimmick, dude. It's all just. It's, imagine if we could do that right now. Like we can make our fucking feed 3D. Let me look.
That would be neat. Okay, for the original ending, and that is also in
No.
this book.
Yeah.
The original ending, Chris awakens in the canoe on Crystal Lake after the events of the previous evening left her as the lone survivor. Chris throws the canoe back to shore and begins walking towards the house with an exhausted demeanor. She suddenly hears a noise from the house and, thinking it's Rick, begins to run to the porch of the house. It is Rick in her dream too. Like they're running concurrently at the same time to the door. Once she arrives at the front door, it suddenly bursts open and Jason emerges to the surprise of Chris. Jason then grabs Chris by the hair and chops her head off with a machete.
Oh shit.
See, that would have been a nice ending. I don't care what anyone says.
And that would have been a dream sequence as well. So she didn't actually get killed, and everybody, like I was reading, even like Larry Zern, who played Shelley, he was talking about when it was filmed, he was there watching it filmed, and the whole cast was like, why wasn't this ending used?
Yeah,
Because it's
I feel like that would have taken a lot more time to set up to do.
Mm-hmm.
The whole Pam coming out of the lake is kind of dumb, honestly. Like I don't like it.
no, I will. That doesn't make any sense.
It's what was there was the one fan film where they had like Pam come. It was like Evil Dead style. What the hell was that?
It's called Jason Rising.
That was not bad. Like I thought they kind of did that in a better sense because they utilized Pam. They didn't just randomly bring her in. You know what I mean? Like nobody's talking about the curse of Pam in this one, and then Pam shows up at the fucking end coming out of the lake or the river bend, I should say.
That's actually a very I like that fan film. They did good with that one.
It was interesting. I enjoyed it.
So if you there are images from that original ending that existed, I think we've all seen by now. And as far as we know, the ending's lost. Nobody's been able to find it yet. But the images show the original look of Jason, which was a mask designed by Stan Winston. After the decision was made to excise the original ending, excuse me, the look of Jason was completely overhauled to what we see in the film today.
Oh shit! I look up the Stan Winston one.
I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Oh, that's it. I think I got it. Whoa, he looks like fucking Baraka or something, dude.
Yeah.
Like, is that it? I don't hate it.
Yeah, it's not off.
Interesting.
Okay, I'm going to skip a couple of things I have about how intensive it was to film in 3D.
Yeah, by all means.
Because it would take them hours to set up the equipment just to shoot one scene in 3D.
Yeah.
So this had a long production time. Okay, so there were two different masks actually used in the film, one hero mask and one stunt mask. The hero mask was lost to time. It was nailed to Marty Becker's shop door after the movie, whereas the stunt mask went on to feature as the hero mask in part 4 and in part 5.
Ah.
Bobby, can you confirm that?
I certainly can.
And
there is one mask that is still around. It is in a museum, and it has different red markings going a different direction. It's supposedly one of the other stunt masks from this or part 4. But yes, the main mask from this was used in part 4 and part 5.
Nice.
And it was further, and in part 5, it was the hallucination Jason that wore it.
Brody, I'm right there with you, dude. I also enjoyed part 5, and I cannot wait till we get to it.
Oh, no, it's very enjoyable.
Oh, yeah.
I got shit for the other. I feel like it was like 2 weeks ago for defending part 5, and I was like, what? And they're like, how do you like part 5? And I was like,
how do you not?
Yo, man, I was like, listen, I get it from a kid. Like when I was younger, I didn't like part 5. But as an adult rewatching it, dude, like from a different sense of the whole like series and shit, I love part 5.
Same.
And it's the most violent of all the fucking ones. Like it's crazy violent, dude.
Yeah, it
Like,
is.
It's got some of the best
I
taste.
I do like part 5, but part 6, that's my baby.
I do, yeah. Part 6 is my adult fave, but I'm just saying, like, I have a full like newfound appreciation for 5 to where I never had in my youth.
Fair enough.
I can't believe people give you guys shit for that because it's part 5's a solid movie.
It's hey man, everybody's got different opinions on stuff because it was also thrown in the argument. They were like, well, you liked Halloween Ends. And I was like, I didn't say I liked it. I just said I didn't hate it as much as everybody else did. But anyways.
Okay, at the beginning of the movie, when Jason's walking around in the clothesline, for a split second, you can see his face, partially covered by shadow, and blatantly tell that it is the Stan Winston version of the face. This is the only time in the movie you can see this version of Jason's face, unless you count the alternate ending. So the Winston version does, in fact, show up in the theatrical cut just very briefly.
Okay.
It shows up actually another time too.
And her flashback.
Nope. That's not the
What?
Stan Winston one either. But
Okay,
when Shelly and Vera are coming back and they pass by the barn, if you look, you can see Jason's head. He opens the door. It's the Stan Winston face. Zoom in on it just a little bit. It's that one. So because at that point they still didn't be like, we want to rehaul and do something different. It's still there.
Fair enough, homie. I'll take your word for that one. I don't know if I'll find that. I'll have to look specifically for it, but
yeah. The film noticeably features an all brunette cast except for Ginny in the archive footage at the beginning.
Daddy
Yeah,
like.
I never thought about that. Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I got no gripes.
This movie was part of an early to mid 80s cycle of 3D movies. These included Star Chaser, The Legend of Orin, Metal Storm, The Destruction of Jared Sin, Jaws 3D, Parasite, Amityville 3D, The Man Who Wasn't There, Silent Madness, Dogs of Hell, Coming At Ya, this one, Space Hunter Adventures in the Forbidden Zone, and Treasure of the Four Crowns.
I mean, Jaws 3 was the best one out of all of them. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, out of that whole list, I'm still just thinking about Jaws 3D, and like, yeah,
that was horrible.
There were some terrible effects in that, dude, but ultimately, I still loved it as a whole movie. I like the concept of it, dude. Like, it was
fun. I love the poster.
Yeah,
the poster is the best thing of the whole movie.
Yeah, and it's also a very claustrophobic movie. It's very dark and looks
I don't know
like
what it was, man, but it's like it's. Dude, I always used to get like existential dread, like when they were doing the ski show.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like every time as a kid, like that shit would always. I'm like, just fucking.
And somehow the shark is still on their tail. It's like the shark don't move that fast.
And I liked like it was whole like it was like, oh, you killed the baby shark, and now Mama's pissed.
I actually like that because it's just like, oh shit, you really.
But then you get that terrible static shot of the shark coming at the fucking tube.
Mm-hmm. You know, the really shitty thing is they actually did a much better version of that, and that was changed.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
There is a photo of it too. Let me see if I can find it.
Fuck off. Why? It was so bad. So bad.
Okay, so getting back to this. So several deaths in the film had to be cut to avoid an X rating, which include the following. Andy's death, which showed his leg being cut off and his stomach being ripped open. Fuck. Vera's death for too much gore and for looking too real. Edna's death was cut because of excessive blood flow. Chili's impalement was cut because of a shot showing steaming blood hitting the floor. Debbie's death scene was also trimmed, which originally showed blood running down her chest and splattering on her face.
All that shit would be nothing nowadays.
Yeah. Anything in these movies that the ratings boards took away because they're horrible people back then would be literally nothing.
Literally. Oh, that sounds so much... Dude, it sounds like so much more visceral.
I know. I just want to see that. It's the leg getting cut off.
Bro, I feel like just those little bit of extra scenes would change this whole, like, you know what I mean? Because, like, there's sometimes, like, you'll watch a movie, like Phantasm. Phantasm is a long fucking movie, but there's some certain scenes in Phantasm that makes you want to watch that whole. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I get it.
yeah, that I feel like would be add on for this movie. I mean, dude, I'm sure like I can't talk for Brody, but I'm sure if you threw in a fucking leg chop in there for him, that motherfucker would definitely give it a little bit.
Oh yeah, that'd bump up his score a little.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Oh, for sure.
Okay, so finally, the decision to dress Jason Voorhees in his now signature hockey mask occurred during a lighting check on set. The film's 3D effects supervisor Martin Sadoff was a hockey fan and supplied a Detroit Red Wings goaltender mask to Miner. Miner loved the mask, but during test shots found it was too small. Using a technique called vacuform, makeup effects director Doug White enlarged the mask and created a new mold to work with. After White finished the molds, art director Terry Ballard placed new red triangles in the mask to give it a unique appearance. Holes were also punched into the mask and the markings were altered, making it different from Sadoff's original template.
Homunculus.
I remember showing you guys where the mask actually came from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mad Max.
That too.
Hey, Brody confirmed it. It would get a better score.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Come on. Who doesn't love a good leg getting chopped off?
I would say the person getting their leg cut off.
Well, yeah, but this is
Yeah,
for our
well.
entertainment, not theirs.
The
This is
victim,
true.
that's who.
It's one of my favorite shots in the 03 fucking Texas. He fucking cuts that dude's leg right in the middle of the laundry.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Right? There's a few shots of that movie I just absolutely fucking love. I think that's on the list for this year, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I threw that up. Because I love the remake.
It is enjoyable.
It's one of the best ones. Continue.
That's it.
Oh, that's it? All right. Well, thank you, Chad Daddy.
Pleasure.
For between the 3D. All righty. So wait, so Scuba's gave us a 3.5, right? If I look back up there. Okay. I'm just gonna add that to the list right now. So okay. To the main questions, gentlemen. What format did you watch this on?
Scream Factory set.
Scream Factory set.
I watched my digital HDX, so on Vudu. But that 8-pack, that shitty 8 Walmart pack, that's how I got it all. So whatever.
Hey, take what
It
you
works.
can get, buddy.
Yo, dude, that's why I got it, because I was like, oh, $20 so I can get the physical and digital. I'm like, that's worth it.
Yeah, that's beyond worth it.
And then I like, yes, my gripe is like how terribly like photoshopped everything is, and it's the wrong fucking mask on the wrong movies and all. Whatever, dude. Somebody got paid to do something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they're
All
making money regardless.
That's right. All right, boys. Douche of the film. I feel like this might be an easy one, but
I still say Shelley.
I'm gonna have to agree.
I will actually disagree. I will say Ollie. I mean, they caused them issues, and
He was just he was
but they took away the gas, and then Chris couldn't get away.
he was the stereotypical biker. I'm not.
Well, yeah, I guess they were kind of.
I'm going to stick with him.
I mean, if Shelley knew how to drive and he did it back into their bikes, I feel like their ordeal would have been
Pretty much
kinda
over.
done.
Yeah.
But as soon as he fucked with their rides, it was Pee Wee Herman on. Like it was all that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Brody, yes, that's where I'm going with, dude. Lord Humongous.
I could say
guess-
both the mask and the stature. Lord Humongous is a pretty big dude.
Yeah, he is. Imagine if Jason came out looking like a gimp though from the woods. That's just a weird.
Oh my god, I wouldn't be able to take it seriously.
Right, coming out like fucking Sue Hao from Mortal Kombat. All right, so favorite kill. Man, there's some.
Oh, the machete to the crotch.
Okay, that was a good one. I wish we got the more like Chad said that we were supposed to get in that. But... So machete to the crotch, that was a good one.
It's kind of a tough one for me.
Also, real quick, I'm finally going to send it.
Because I do like the red hot poker through the.
That would fucking hurt on like so many different levels.
Yeah.
Just to be different, that's what I'm going for. Is the red hot poker?
I'm gonna have to go completely different, and it's my favorite kill, but it's also I'm gonna give it the title of stupidest kill or silliest kill, whatever the fuck. But it's what is it, Mark? No, the fuck's the 35-year-old dude there?
Rick.
Oh,
Rick. Jesus
yeah.
Christ. Yeah. So Rick's eyeball pop.
It's so cheesy.
It's so cheesy, but at the same time, dude, I feel like a good old head squish is still just a terrible way to fucking go.
I mean,
Mhm.
that it was good enough to be put in the game.
That's true.
And then honorable mention is what's his name? Is Ollie at the end when he at least gets his hand cut off and then just gets fucking. You don't see it, but man, you just hear it.
Fuck up,
Yeah,
yeah.
he
Like-
fucking hits him.
Like Jason, how as much as he beats him the first time to knock him unconscious, he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna do it double this time.
I have
Mhm.
never been able to figure what Jason beat him with, too.
A wrench.
Was
Is
it?
that what it is?
It was a wrench.
I thought it was like a fucking shoe or something.
And
Nah.
while we're on this, a similar topic, what the hell is that fucking severed animal head thing that dropped from the ceiling when Shelly walked into the barn?
It looks like it's a stuffed animal head.
It looks like a mummified cow's head. I've never been able to figure out what it is.
Yeah,
They,
yeah.
they use that in the arachnophobia set, though, I'm pretty sure.
It looks just like it.
It's the thing that drops down and hits fucking what's his name in the face.
Oh, Johnny, I sent you the picture from Jaws 3D, the original, and what we got.
Oh, nice. All right, I'll have to look at that in a second. All right. Best scene, gentlemen.
Ooh. They're chasing the whole end chasing.
Ooh, that was really
I love that.
I was
so
gonna go
much.
with that originally too, but my favorite scene is still the way he just struts off like a boss after he shoots Vera with the fucking spear gun. He just throws that down. Just, hell yeah!
He really does, though, man. Like he definitely has a little finesse in
He
that.
had a
shit.
he had a
He-
definite swagger to his walk.
The way he he did it and dropped it. When he dropped it, he said, "Fuck you, bitch. You should have given Shelly some pussy." That's horrible to say.
Man, this is a tough one. You know what? Okay, so I'm gonna take it specifically. Like I'm gonna break that chase down to my specific spot. Is when he's running up on her when the van dies on the bridge. That scene in particular, it's very tense. She's out of gas. It's a good setup of why we're out of gas. Obviously, she has the reserve tank, but this whole time, we already got, even when they were passing over the bridge in the beginning, it was a rickety ass bridge. So now the bridge is broken. So that reserve tank doesn't mean shit. She's still fucked. I love it, dude. And then comes up, catches his arm. Possibly one of the cooler 3D effects of the movie is the head smash through the window. So I'll give compliments to even that.
Yeah.
Like, so that definite like 5-minute scene. And then like, yeah, I loved it. Absolutely loved it, dude. It's one of my favorite shots of the whole fucking movie. It reminds me of like one of my favorite shots of 2 when you see Ginny in front of the window and then you see him running up through the window at the shack.
Yeah, yeah.
That we
Kinda
get at
gives
the
me-
beginning of this one.
It's fucking right, dude. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy you get that again. But okay. Opening scene, hook you in, and obviously we're not going to talk recap opening scene.
No, but I would say not the recap, but after that, yes.
Yeah, man, because it's the grody, it's Bob's Burgers in the 80s
Oh,
in Linda, pre-kids. Yeah, man, they get killed off. We get some good townies. It's always nice to have some good townies in the Friday 13th.
Okay,
And then Jason gets some new duds. So.
could you imagine seeing that rat in 3D and you're like deathly afraid of rats? The scene where the rat's walking out.
Yeah,
I can see a lot
maybe.
of people freaking out about that because my dad is terrified of rats. So
Yeah.
Oh.
My family's weirdly afraid of snakes. Something with the Irish shit. I was like, okay. Yeah. They will freak out if they see a garden snake. I'm like, it's a fucking garden snake. Just, yeah.
Everybody I know is more of the spider fear. So
Oh, I hate spiders, dude, but there's a bunch of them in my basement, so I gotta be wary because if I fall asleep
spiders
down
don't
here,
bother me.
It's the I don't know, man. Arachnophobia still gives me the heebie-jeebies, dude. Like
I wouldn't really call it a fear, but like centipedes and scorpions bother me.
My wife hates centipedes and millipedes.
But it's specifically the house centipedes, the one that look like they have those really long hairs.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
That shit freaks my wife out. She'll like
You mean
literally
the
scream like somebody's trying to murder her, and I'm like,
you
what
mean
are
the
you?
silverfish?
Brody says spiders down here fuck me up. That's because spiders down there will fuck you up.
I was gonna say, bro, you are literally fighting 8-legged freaks down there, homie.
Mhm.
It's not really a fair ball game for us.
Well,
like,
it's whether it's big or small, they kill.
dude, like I was watching some video from fucking Australia shit the other day where it was one of those fucking crazy huge ass wasps killing a huntsman spider, and I'm like, Jesus fuck, dude. Like, I couldn't even, their wasp is the size of my head, and I have a huge fucking head.
Like I could see Brody be like, "Guys, come on down and visit me." It's like we don't want to die the minute we're off the plane.
Right.
Dude, like yeah, man. I feel like you just gotta have like a fucking electric tennis racket at all times down there. Dude, just like
Dude, I saw a video of some guy in Australia that opened up his car, and there was this big ass huntsman spider hanging from the roof, from the ceiling, and it was molting, so it looked like two spiders. I kid you not, it looked like a fucking face hugger from Alien.
awesome. Did you see our redback spider kill a snake and tie it up in its web? I think maybe I have. I don't know, man. Y'all got some fucking crazy animals down there. You got fucking boxing deer that try to lure people into ponds just to fucking murder them. Like, what the fuck is that, dude?
Boxing deer, I love it.
Bro, but like the fact that they stand in ponds to try to like look helpless or help, you know what I mean? Like they need help.
And they
just so
don't
they
look
can go out there and they will literally fucking
They will
murder
drown
your
you.
ass.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, dude? Yo, speaking of crazy animals, super sidebar. Did you read about Pablo Escobar's fucking cocaine hippos? And how they've
No.
Pablo Escobar, obviously, like, because he wanted a crazy collection, he got all these hippos in the 80s. Well, it's an invasive species, dude. So there's like a fuck ton of them now. So now they have to distribute them between like Mexico and like somewhere else. And I'm like, oh my god, dude, we're gonna get overrun by hippos, bro. Like,
Oh, man, those
what
things
the
are fucking vicious too.
Yes, they are.
yeah, man. If you ever see like hippos are scary as fuck, dude. And the craziest part is they don't even swim. They just run on the bottom of the water and then jump the fuck up. Imagine if them fuckers could swim.
Oh God, that would be a bad day.
We would not be at the top of the food chain.
No. All right, we got.
Yes, it is
continue.
kangaroos, but it's a boxing deer. Yeah.
I like boxing deer.
Hey, since
Right.
we're kind of on the subject and
Yes.
about weird animals and shit, I saw in I think it was IGN or something shared today that in I'm guessing the season finale episode of Last of Us, they
Okay.
left my favorite scene from the fucking game. They adapted it to the show
Oh no shit.
with where they see the giraffe.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
That was
Dragon.
always the coolest scene, dude. Like that definitely like I remember like just that takes you straight out of like all the bullshit you were just dealing with, and you're like, nice.
Yeah, it's
serene
the only time in the whole game you see Ellie being a kid.
moment. Yeah. Fucking A, dude.
So that's in the show. I'm happy. Now it makes me want to watch it even more.
There you go. Nice. All right, gentlemen, back to the questions. Most attractive character. I'm going Chris, dude.
Chris Higgins.
That's
Chris,
a fucking
easily.
And you know what? I'll go honorable mention her friend in the tiny little blue bikini.
I'd give honorable mention to Vera.
Oh, yeah, she's blue too.
Blue bikini.
But I like the blue bikini because she seemed like she was a little, obviously she had a dirty mind, and I appreciate that.
Yes, she did.
And she was Prego.
She was?
Yeah. You didn't hear that?
You didn't hear her mention that a couple times?
Although a couple times she did want a beer, and then she didn't want the beer too.
Well, it was the 80s. Fetal
I
alcohol
know,
syndrome wasn't
I-
a thing. We didn't know
I
about it then.
I know. I'm just saying.
Honestly, I guess I somehow completely missed those points. I don't know.
Yeah, they mentioned it a couple times. Mostly in the van is when it was brought up.
Yeah.
Honestly, wait, was it after the whole weird cop scene where they all eat their drugs, or
It was
is
before and during that scene.
It was like just before.
See, I was just probably paying attention more to like how much drugs were like getting disposed of at the time, so I was not paying attention to the title.
Which,
I was
by
like,
the
"Oh
way,
my god, no!"
by the way, that was oregano. Could you imagine just trying to eat a whole mouthful of oregano?
Oh,
No, that'd be disgusting.
yes.
That'd be terrible. It's like eating a tablespoon of cinnamon. Just don't do it.
You can't do it.
No. All right. Score set the mood.
Oh god,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh God, yes.
All right.
Even though 90% of the score is from part 1 and part 2.
I don't care.
Manfred didn't do much for this, but what he did do, the new stuff, fantastic stuff.
Alrighty. Best song.
The disco theme,
Oh yeah, the opening theme.
opening
Oh,
of the disco.
oh.
Yeah,
I
I love that.
That's what everybody assumes is Jason's theme too, and I'm like, well, it's the theme from part 3, but whatever floats your boat.
I mean, it definitely gets you dancing.
Yeah, you're just over here like,
I wish they would have put that in the game.
They should have like at least, yeah, they should have.
whenever
Especially
you're
with like all your characters are like fucking dancing and shit, dude. Like that was always the funniest, man. Like when you're Jason, you just bust into a cabin and everybody's just fucking rave partying.
like that one video. It's
They're just
when
playing
you-
California Girls.
where it's Jason bursting into the cabin and it's all Chads. They're all just in
Yes, they're the
they're all
bikinis
dancing.
or
yes.
mankinis.
dancing.
I think it was playing California Girls, wasn't it?
I don't remember. Maybe.
Something stupid like that.
Oh my god, that is the funniest thing.
Ah, it makes me want to fucking play Friday 13th. Fucking A. Actually, I should play it on PC, especially now that they have fucking Uber and Freddy vs. Jason on there and remake and shit. I should give that shit a try.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, if you have it on PC, you can get the mods to where you can get all the actual like Jasons that were supposed to be in there now. And the ship from X.
The Grendel.
The Grendel. Thank you. Hell yeah.
Now I gotta buy a fucking PC for this shit.
Yeah, that shit was all rendered and done. Like it,
Yep.
and they try and say, oh, it wasn't completed. Bullshit, because the musical cues for Jason X are in the fucking game soundtrack.
Well, and the Grendel was in the. I mean, it was even in the fucking
The
the
cabin.
lodge, the
Yeah.
cabins. Yeah, it was there. Fuck off. That's why there's. Yeah, I know. I should play that on PC mod, dude.
I want
Steve, you need
pictures.
to look into it. I'll send you pictures, dude. Actually, well, yeah, that's the show.
Yeah.
Okay, so favorite character. You know what? Even though I gave him douche, I still might have to give favorite character also to Shelly.
I was going to say the same thing. He's a douche, but he was an entertaining douche.
Correct.
And if it wasn't for him, we never would have got the hockey mask. So win-win.
Also correct.
I will have to choose Rick.
Yeah.
I'll give it to Rick.
All right. He was an honest man. He was after the putty, and that's all he was. He didn't lie about it. So.
Hey, he was sweating for her for no reason, hoisting all
Fucking
that
A, dude.
fucking hay up into the barn.
You needed a workout.
Fucking A, dude. Okay, so was it scary?
We've
Not-
seen it so many times
I
that
say
it probably
not-
isn't anymore.
Not for us, but I'm sure back in the day,
Someone watching it for the first time would probably get scared.
Yes, and I'm only going to give that precedence because when I showed my daughter like 2 years ago, I got yelled at for it because for 2 weeks she's just like, "Daddy, I just keep thinking about when he took his mask off at the end." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. That's why they do that in every one." She's
Except
like,
for
"What?"
one.
I'm like, "Well,
Actually,
yeah,
two.
but wait, what?"
Technically, it doesn't come off in Freddy vs. Jason.
I knew that's what you were going for.
And Jason Goes to Hell, it doesn't either.
I mean, it goes up halfway when you see the CPR phase. So
Yeah, but that wasn't what his face was supposed to look like.
it was really hard to even tell, dude. It's a very dark scene. It's like it just looks like mush. Okay, so does it hold up today?
Not with the
man.
effects.
The,
Not with the
the
cheesy
three- yeah,
3D
the
effect.
3D doesn't. The movie itself, like
Is
as a
fine.
movie, yes, but the
Yeah.
3D does.
It's still a solid Friday the 13th movie.
Oh yeah.
But I have to agree. Effects hinder it, unfortunately, today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so acting. Friday the 13th level acting.
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah.
I can say. It's good B acting.
Everybody gave what they had to give.
Correct.
None of them were going to win any awards for it. That's for sure.
No. Like, my wife hated Rick just because she's like, why is he sounding so monotone all the time? I'm like, because he's just that dude.
He's that dude.
Right.
Dude Rooney.
All right. Cinematography. No, because once again, like we just said, the 3D gimmicks fucking ruined it.
They focus too much on the gimmicks.
And that's what the cinematography is all about in this movie, unfortunately.
Yeah. This was meant to. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'm just gonna give honorable mention to my favorite scene again of just like him running up. I love the way that scene was lit and shot and just like how it panned out. So kudos for that for sure. But that wasn't 3D gimmicky, so
right.
Yeah.
And premise. Did you like the premise? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course.
It's Jason terrorizing locals around the Crystal Lake area, essentially. So and we're out of the camp and into a different camp. So all right. Recycle, rewind, remake, or reboot.
Rewind.
Technically, it already got remade. So did part 2 and part 1 in all the same movie.
I want to rewind it, but for some reason, dude, and not that it would ever happen, but if like let's just say I was like, I don't know, Elon, and I just had a lot of fucking money that I could just waste, I would want to remake this movie, but with new style 3D.
Okay. All right.
And add all that shit they took out of the awesome gore and kills and put that shit back in.
Yeah.
By the way, RoboFuck is in the chat, so what's up, Robo?
Robo.
Hey,
hope you guys are doing all right over there.
We love you, buddy. We hope your wife's doing better, man.
Yes.
Much love, dude.
We love you.
Everybody send love and prayers to Roebuck for sure.
Yes.
And all right, gentlemen.
Food, send it to him too.
We're gonna rate this bitch. We're almost at 2 hours. Fuck.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit. All right, so Brody started us off with a 3. Scuba gave us a 3.5. Chad Daddy.
I'm gonna defer to Bobby first. I'm still
Bobby. Be honest with yourself. What do you got?
You know, I do like it. I mean, the only crappy part is the 3D and that little timeline issue. But it gave us the Jason we now know. It did have some good. I'm actually going to give it a 3.8.
Oh, okay.
It's not a 4, but I don't think it's a 3.5. I don't. It's like right there. It's like if it had better 3D, it would be a 4. If it had a little bit more attention to detail with certain parts of that, 4. But 3.8.
Okay, that I feel solid in saying I completely agree. That's exactly what I was going to give. It was a 3.8. I just wanted to gauge my response to what you had to see if it changed it. But no, you came in there solid with a 3.8, and that's what I'm going with as well.
Yeah.
Okay, 3.8 from the both of you. Now, Brody started out with a 3, but Brody also had. I feel like Brody came in a little bit harder of a take than I did. So if I got to be honest with myself, the 3D held it back, and the fact of a lack of a lake held it back for me a little bit too. I could have gave a shit about the Pamela ending, even though I do understand the alluding to the first. I do like the drive off, her psychotic crazy, and then the shot of Jason. Like Bob said, we actually get our hockey mask Jason in this one, so I have to give credit. I think I'm going to go with Steve. I'm going to give it a 3.5. So,
okay.
Like I said, there's a few things that hinder. I was almost going to go closer to 3, but I'm trying to think of my scale of like where I went with the first 2. And I know I went in the 2s with the first one, and I feel like the second one I went with solid 3. So, all right. Let's divide this bitch up by 5, and that gives us a 3.52.
We'll just give it a 3.5 then.
That's right. For Friday 13th, part 2. All right. So, Chad.
Part 3.
Why did I say part 2? I am getting tired.
Because you were thinking of part 2, that's why.
I am getting tired. All right. Chad Daddy, what are we covering next week?
Okay, so next week, Brody wanted us to use his pick of that was weird. Wanted us to do Night of the Scarecrow. However, I cannot find it anywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
That sucks. Where the hell did I watch? I thought I watched it on Tubi. Maybe they took it off.
They might have.
Okay.
Because I looked, it didn't come up on anything. If you guys can find it, we'll change it back. But for now, I'm going with
Dark
one of
Knight of the Scarecrow, right?
No, Night of the Scarecrow.
1995's Night of the Scarecrow.
Yes.
Okay. I'll keep looking, but okay. So if we can't cover that, what are we? We're still doing a Brody pick. What are we doing?
Yeah, Dolls.
Dolls. Oh fuck, dude. God damn it. I actually hated that movie
Wait a
when I was a
minute.
little kid.
Oh, no.
Bob, we all don't have on demand, so it doesn't work. 1987's Dolls.
Yeah, and if
which
that
is
does,
on Tubi, and
we'll keep
Roku
looking,
and-
Brody. If Night of the Scarecrow does pop up on something, we'll shoehorn it in as soon as we can. Because I know that's one of your favorites, buddy.
Okay, so I was thinking you were talking Dark Knight of the Scarecrow, which
Right.
I've definitely watched. And I know that was another Brody favorite as well.
Yes.
Night of the Scarecrow. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to keep looking for this one. Okay, cool. So Dolls 1987 for next week.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, you can catch that. It looks like it's free. Like I said, free on Tubi.
On Tubi, it's on
Roku,
Pluto.
Vudu. Yeah. Man, that movie used to give me the heebie-jeebies when I was a fucking kid.
Really?
Because, well, when I was a kid, and I only say this because my mom collected China dolls, dude. I fucking hated them, dude. And like, there's literally a whole, like, she has a whole room dedicated to them, and it's just like, yeah, I don't know. Especially when like the scene that always stuck with me is when they were biting her toes, dude, and like she took the cover off, and they were all like underneath the bed, and I was like, nope. Because I had an aunt like that too, dude, and she had an entire room that was full of it. And I remember I had to sleep there because that was the guest bedroom. Yeah, I didn't sleep those 2 days, dude.
I couldn't
not
blame
in
you.
that room. I just heard the
God.
clock ticking, and I just counted it, and I'm just like, no.
I would have slept on the couch or something.
I think I ended up passing out in the day, and they were all pissed off. They're like, "Why did you taking a nap?" I'm like, I didn't sleep that well last night.
Can't sleep. Dolls will eat me.
Fucking right, dude. Hey,
Dolls eat.
Night of the Scarecrow.
Yeah, we're gonna keep looking.
I'm gonna
Brody.
keep looking for this one for sure, dude.
Yeah, we'll find it.
Wow. To buy the physical is $60.
Yikes.
Oh.
DVD too. All right. Okay. Oh, and YouTube, but it's mainly okay. We'll look on that. It might be on YouTube. Anything nerdy to get nerdy quick on, boys?
I'm looking. I can't think of anything aside from the fact that Scream 6 killed at the box office this weekend.
I heard it did well. I know Brody saw it. I know Scoob saw it. I think positive review, if I remember right, positive reviews from both of them.
I think.
I know friend of the podcast Alex Probst watched it, and he thought it was the shittiest out of the series, and that's including 3. And I know that's a big take. That's a hot take.
He is not a fan of it. I thought that was pretty funny.
No, I always like reading Alex's reviews.
Oh yeah, and you can. Never
you
tell.
didn't see? I'm sorry, Brody. I apologize.
And you can never tell when he's being legit or when he's just trying to poke the bear, because he does love to stir that pot.
No, I feel like you can tell when he's being legit, though. Like, when he's being sincere, like, he still might want to stir the pot, but I think it's legitimately like, no, this is still how I feel.
Probst.
Who was this again?
Alex Probst.
He's been on the show with us before. I made that poor son of a bitch watch the winner.
I did not see it, but I've just been reading reviews. The reviews I've been reading have been saying, "Oh, it's got good gore. It's pretty good." And then I read, I think it was a Fangoria review saying, "Yes, it's brutal, but there's something missing from it." So I've heard more mixed.
Well, yeah, there is
and
something
a lot
missing. Nev Campbell's mixing, and a lot of people are shitting on it.
But it wasn't even so much of Nev Campbell. They just said like it's him in New York. It's not even him. It's whoever, which we don't know at this point. Well, some.
If you've seen it, you know.
I haven't
really
seen it,
care.
so yeah, it's all right.
So, but
no,
I mean,
I'm happy for the
but-
franchise and people that love it, dude. Because you know what,
yeah, no,
they're rivaling
enjoy
in their
it,
shit.
please.
Yeah, any horror movie win is a win for all of us.
It really
Exactly.
is. Dude,
That's
because
that is.
it broadens it just allows more to come in.
Right.
Yes. No. Of course.
Can't wait for
But,
Terrifier 3.
Oh, that and Evil Dead Rise.
Evil Dead Rise, dude, I'm excited, but I'm still going to be cautious on it, if that makes sense.
What? Why cautious?
I don't know, just because I am.
Okay.
And it has
Nice.
nothing to do. It has nothing to do with because Campbell's not in it. No. Because I loved 2013, and I will always shout that to the heaven. And I just kind of hope it's. I mean, you guys seen the trailer, right? Like, obviously, it's a whole different book. I'm thinking it could be a whole different reality of Evil Dead, which is fine.
Could be.
I'm hoping it gives us like 2013, like what 2013 gave us, not like play by play or anything, but just vibes.
That's what I'm hoping for too.
And like atmosphere and all that good shebang, dude. Like, I want to be so just like disgusted and gnarled up because it's not a silly take on gore. It's way too, it's almost a little too realistic, but still over the top. So
as much as I know, like Bruce Campbell said, he's never going to do Ash again on screen, and that's fair. But I also feel he doesn't need to, and the franchise,
he's not going to play him on screen. They are still talking about doing an animated.
Yeah, but I also feel that, and no offense to him, I mean this in the biggest and best way possible. The franchise doesn't need him. It needs the new outlooks.
No, it can definitely be very expansive for sure.
And it did so well with 2013. I feel that proved it.
I hope so, dude. So the only nerdy news I got, so a big con around my area, but it's not till October, is Retro Game Con. And they just started announcing special guests. And I'm going to fuck up her last name, and I apologize, but it's Colleen O'Shaughnessy. She's the voice of Tails, amongst other characters, but that's the cool thing with I don't know if I can show her, but it doesn't show. Fuck you,
I think she did something else because her last name sounds so.
It does.
She's done Digimon and some other stuff. She was Wasp in the show.
Yeah, she was. When they say that she did the voice of Tails, she did the voice of Tails in both the games and in the movie too.
Correct. Yep, Sonic 2. So yeah, they always have some cool voice actors there and shit like that. And then obviously some like old school like game engineers and stuff. Like last year they had the guys from who made Qbert.
Nice.
Hell yeah, dude, that's cool. Hey man, they actually stopped me to get a picture of me and my Leatherface because they were like, "Wow, we weren't expecting to see something like that here." And I was like, "Yeah, a little different." But let's see. So on
by all means, on Friday, NECA dropped the second batch of Holothon figures to the Target online store, and I was able to get a Spider-Gwen one.
Oh, nice, dude.
So that should be here by the end of the week.
I saw it in person out of the box at the show, and if it was in the box, I would have snagged that fucking thing. Is beautiful.
How much were they asking for it?
Well, what did you pay? What were they online?
They're only 60.
I think it was 60 out of the box.
Okay.
So, but if it was in the box, I think it was going to be like 100 or something, which fair if it's in the box, I guess.
Yeah, convention, that's not unheard of to pay a higher price. If it was a lot more, then it would have been the very original one that came out like 5 years ago or whatever.
Word.
I'll get one eventually. I will find, but I'm probably going to go for the original because that's me.
It's the exact same figure. There's no change made to it, but there's people you can still find it in stores.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that.
Friday. Check Targets because there are people still finding them in stores.
Okay,
but I don't have a Target near me, so I couldn't really look. I did have the boss man looking at the one down there near him, but he couldn't find one.
I'll have to take a look near the one near work. I don't have one that I live near personally, but
I got one around the corner.
Word. All right, gentlemen. Well, that's all I got. So
that's all I got too.
All right, let's sign this bitch out. Chad Daddy, you want to start us off?
This is your Dark Lord of Knowledge, your Chad Daddy, saying come back next week and get a little scarified by some dolls.
Yeah.
This is your Killing Machine, Bobby Amon, saying, "Yep, next week let's play with some dolls."
Hey, this is your Fluff Master Supreme, Big Johnny D, saying thank you, Gorehounds, once again for tuning in. If you listen to us audio-wise, please rate and review us. Get us up there on them charts.
Real quick, Bobby, which Jason was that you grabbed?
That was the Mezco Part 3.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, if that's the Nightmare Part 5, Jason, you were literally just playing with yourself.
Would you like to say that again? Because it's right
For those
here.
who may not know, the NECA Part 5 Nightmare Jason, the Jason model on the side of the box is Mr. Bobby Amone.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want proof, I have those photos still after all this time.
He has ruined some of the friends of this podcast sex lives because Bobby has been in the room.
That would be me.
Yeah. As well as Chad.
What can I say? You looked over and you were like, fucking Bobby's telling me push harder.
Yeah. But no.
Anyway.
Once again, Gorehound. Yeah, right. Once again, Gorehounds, thank you for tuning in. As always, we love you guys. And if you do listen to, like I said, any audio, please rate and review if you can. Apple is always usually the best. I know Spotify, you can definitely like rate a little bit. So, but thank you for tuning in. Like Chad Daddy said, 1987's Dolls. Watch it. Be ready for next week. And remember, stay fresh, cheese bags.
Jason's
Let
penis.
the doll
Jason's
fist you.
penis.
Let the